All right, we are live. Hello, everyone who is currently in the stream. Today, I'm going to be continuing my This is Total War campaign, playing as Franz. You can see we are in a wonderful position right now. And the goal is to try and stabilize once again. We're going to be marching towards the vampire counts, and I'll get over it once we get into the actual campaign map. First things first, though. Let's see if I can actually win this battle. So we're gonna dive right on into it. And fingers crossed everything goes all right. Now, for anyone who hasn't seen the rules of this campaign for whatever reason, it's fairly simple. We just declare war on absolutely everyone that we see. Simple as that. There we go. And yeah, there's not really any other rules, right? I think it's just simply declaring war, make sure that we don't do any diplomacy, and the goal is to try and win the campaign and maybe get some map domination in there while we're at it. But first things first, we need to make sure that we don't die immediately. So I'll go ahead and see if we can win this now. So I have a bunch of ogres. I have some really beat up infantry. And let's get started. All right, now in the meantime, how is chat doing right now? Are there any signs of life? I'm not seeing anyone message anything, which is always a little bit eerie. But I do see that we do have a couple of viewers in here. Hello and welcome. How's it going? Excited for any possible Warhammer 3 news this week, as it seems like they're releasing on a weekly schedule. Hello, Epic Sloth, Uncle Sam. Hello. I wish I could sing that, but the odds of getting removed off of YouTube are too high. Looking forward to the campaign. I am too. I've been pondering how to recover from this situation for a while over the weekend, and I think I have a decent plan right now. Oh, hello from Sweden. Happy to hear. It's always cool seeing people from around the world tune into the stream. All right, so one major benefit that I do have is that most of the army here, most of the enemy is actually just infantry. So my artillery should be able to do quite well there. I have a couple of units of cavalry. They'll be helping against any artillery here. So I think we're all right. What happened with the stream on Saturday? Yes, for those of you that tuned in, and saw that there was a power outage in my area, so nothing too crazy, but yeah, it was just a minor power outage, and then from there it had been out for so long there wasn't really much of a point to continue the stream, but I'm all right. Oh, greetings from Italy. That's very cool. Happy to have all you guys here. All right. So this battle, even if we do lose it, I'm feeling all right. We don't necessarily have to win this battle to do well in the campaign. It's just that this will make things slightly easier going into the future, as there are a ton of armies that we need to try and stall for as long as possible. At the moment, though, the mortars are doing really good, and as soon as the melee infantry runs out for the enemy AI, I think I'll be all right. As the ranged AI is actually pretty terrible, turns out. So I don't have to worry about them too much. I just have to make sure I'm constantly chasing them down, and then I'm basically good to go. This fight over here is a little bit scary though, as there are a couple of units of spears in there. I have to be a little bit wary. Ooh, hitting my own units with my Hellstorm rocket battery, always not great either, but looks like it's all right. Yeah, that's right. We're still alive at turn like 464, I think. It says in the title. But yes, we live. The campaign lives. Oh, nice. France is actually winning this fight. You know, if we actually win this battle handily, that would be really good. You know, initially when I ended off the stream the other day on Friday, I thought this was gonna be absolutely terrible for me, but it turns out artillery is great in campaign. Who would have guessed? Still, though, I don't know if this is a fully set victory yet. We'll have to see. I'm sort of trying to control two armies at the same time here. But I mostly see the enemy routing, so that's quite good. Let's see, France is still on high HP. I got the Ogre mercenaries. Yeah, we may actually be winning. Look at that, and army losses already from the AI. This is absolutely great. Wonderful way to start things off. I guess we'll just do a bit of chasing away and we're set. And a heroic victory too. What a way to start the stream. Wonderful. Actually, we got really few losses there. I think the artillery did help a lot. We'll see how much damage the enemy or our mortar did. All right, let's take a look. And there we go, 126 kills. Actually less than I would have thought. But I guess the two artillery pieces were doing quite well. So as per usual, we always need that treasury, as we are hemorrhaging money like no tomorrow. But hey, that means that we actually managed to defend Marienburg, which I did not expect to do. This is maximum difficulty, legendary, very hard. All right, sweet. So that's that done. There's a rebellion here that we can defeat. Too bad we didn't steal their artillery piece, but that's fine. And we also have Franz, who's going to start getting some casualty replenishment, right? You might think Lightning Strike is good here, but my army is simply not strong enough to afford that just yet. So we'll hold on to it. Yep, it's legendary, very hard. The most difficult battle settings. Alright, so this garrison is fairly beat up, but I think it got one turn of replenishment. It's still very beat up though. I'm worried the Bretonnians are going to move on in. So let's go ahead and recruit some ogres to help bolster our forces just a little bit. And then finish off this rebellion that tried to take me out. Oh, and we have a bot. How wonderful. Let's go ahead and deal with that right now. I don't know if we have any mods in chat. If we do, feel free to smite bots whenever they show up. There we go. You just can't play very hard battle difficulty. It's a bit different. You have to make sure that you have armies that are sort of optimized for damage dealing. And that can shake things up a little bit. Alright, but this battle should be fairly straightforward. I don't think they have any... They have one artillery piece, but that doesn't worry me a whole ton. But yeah, very hard battle difficulty. There is a little bit of AI manipulation that I do too. Actually, quite a bit of that. Which, of course, is always a very strong benefit. Hey, Nicholas. Happy to have you here. Oh my gosh. Someone just super chatted for $20. Thank you so much. Rocky Balboa. That is insane. Thank you. Saying, can I contribute to this Hellstorm Rocket Battery Doomstack Fund? Well, I think that does help a lot for it. We do have a little bit of a Hellstorm Rocket Battery army building up, so perhaps we will get there eventually. Still though, right now we're a little bit too poor to afford it, but thank you very much for that donation. It actually does help a lot. All of your donations either go towards me, just paying rent and so on, or into my savings. So every single dollar helps a lot. Thank you very much, man. Now, where are we looking at for this battle? It seems like this should be fairly straightforward. We did take a few losses, but overall, this is my second army. I'm not too worried about taking some extra damage here. Oh, and we might even be able to steal the mortar. Let's try and snipe that out real quick. There we go. And we can grab Franz and send him in to finish off this guy. Amazing. All right, so that's 2 battles out of the way already. We don't need to finish him off. We can ride him down afterwards. And then we can go to the actual Doomstack, which has been recruiting some Hellstorm rocket batteries. So that is going to be a huge bonus, especially against the undead, who are very slow and very bad at dodging those rocket shots. So once those are recruited, we'll be able to march straight into Vampire Count's territory and more or less just completely run them over. At least that's the hope. Maybe they'll have a full cavalry doom stack like last time, and then that would be bad. But alright, there we go. That is the rebellion dealt with. Can go back to Marienburg and just try and hold the fort. I think with the army here, as long as these Bretonnians don't attack, that'll be good. This is the said doom stack that I have up in the north. 2 Hellstorms in recruit, 2 steam tanks over here, and it's a Free Company militia half stack. Very, very nice. In fact, I put up a video on that earlier today, and it actually seems to be doing quite well. So that's also very exciting. Now, let's go ahead and pick up Assassinate on this guy. I also have a bunch of heroes in this campaign that I primarily use for scouting. Oh yes, and I forgot. Altdorf is falling to a plague right now. Yes, that does make things a little bit more awkward, doesn't it? Especially with the Skaven right at my doorstep. We may lose Altdorf, but there's not really much I can do with the plague going on, aside from hope that it spreads to the vampire counts. But I think it's a worthy trade, even though this is a tier 4 settlement. If I can take Drakenhof, I'll have a better tier 4 settlement, which is exactly what I'm looking for. Over here, I'll want to start getting some garrisons too, just to hold for a bit longer, but that's basically all I need. No matter what race you play, vampire counts are always so satisfying to run over. I think so, yeah. You can always get some really nice AoE on them. Man, we are losing money super quickly, though. This army's going to have to move out basically right away and start sacking some settlements. I think I can probably go to Mittenheim. That would be a good idea. And then I'll bounce down to the vampire counts. Hey, Bag of Sunshine. Hello there. That is a wonderful name. Let's see. Losing Altdorf. This action doesn't have my consent. Oh boy. Oh boy, yeah. It's gonna be rough, but you know, I don't think we have the consent of many of the elector counts, so I think we're already a bit far gone at this point. Is this my last hero? It is. Let's go ahead and do some scouting. Everything looks a-okay. So nice. Now, what are we looking at here? Oh, we can get more money from gold mines. Now, this is actually a pretty good one if we're going for the vampire counts. In fact, we could even go for... yeah, plus 10 leadership. That's decent, but we don't really need it. Also, we're broke, so we can't afford it. Now, I think all that out of the way, we can simply move on to turn 67 now. Someone tore off your no commercial sign on your mailbox and put 5 of each thing. What do you mean by that? What happened? Lori Leifson, please explain. The stream should have no ads, by the way, since those are generally pretty annoying when you're trying to just watch a stream. All right, nice. So they've sacked Weismund. I am terrible with names, but that's going to be not too much of a problem. As long as we don't lose Altdorf, but it really depends on how far these plagues actually spread. I have no idea what that's going to be looking like yet. Hey, Chris Edwards saying, awesome, love your streams. That is wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much, good sir. I'm happy to stream. Spam junk mail. I see. Yeah, I would imagine this time of year is pretty rife with spam mail. Just with all the holiday stuff, you know. They always want you to buy stuff. But this is a pretty good place to ambush. Next turn we'll sack Mittenheim. I don't really need to occupy it. Although maybe it'd be good as a buffer, but not really needed. As for France, if I could sack this city, that'd be great. But I assume the Bretonnians are there? Oh my gosh, they're not. They left their city open for me. And this battle shouldn't be too difficult. I will want leadership though, and we'll give it to my ogres. My Hellstorm rocket battery and archers should be able to do some pretty nice work here. You worked so long on that sign. Wait, I'm still trying to figure out exactly what happens. Spam junk mail in paper form. It's normal to get kids to deliver Christmas deals for the store here. Sorry, I have no idea what's going on. If anyone in chat knows, feel free to elaborate. But for now, let's go ahead and just win this battle with the power of archers. As that is the only unit we have. Alright, here we go. Let's see. You know what? Let's take a little bit of a flank position. And then I'll use one archer to tank so my Hellstorm doesn't take any unnecessary damage. Very nice. And actually, wow, that's a lot of damage. Hellstorm rocket batteries are absolutely amazing. When you play a lot of multiplayer, you forget how good they are. But that damage is great. And we can also get Franz to climb the walls, which is always quite nice. He'll be able to blob up the infantry and overall do quite well. Alright, let's move these guys on up. Franz is on the wall, wonderful. Wrecking face. And most of those guys are routing. Which means now I can move in with my ogres and they'll be able to start getting in the fight too. Optimally, I can take out their lord here, but we'll see how that goes. And if I could get one last shot on this huge blob over here. Decent shot, but nothing too amazing. Alright, gates are destroyed. Let's go ahead and barge right on in. There are a couple knights here. We'll see how threatening they end up being. Let's see, what are these guys? Grail knights? Okay, probably a little bit scary. Let's just pull away from that real quick. Don't want to get into that business just yet. And instead, we will sort of just let Franz do his thing up on the walls. Hellstorm rocket battery can retreat, since it is out of ammunition. And that'll make sure that we don't lose any models. Alright, so what are we looking at here? Franz just continuing to fight. I think the cover fire from the archer should be enough to help him out. Honestly, this battle might be a little bit sketchy here. I do have these ogre man-eaters with their pistols. They will be able to do pretty well, at least using their ammunition against the knights. Most of them are parked over here on the far end of the map, so I'm not too worried. Alright. Looks like they're actually doing pretty good damage against the enemy lord, so that'll make sure Franz doesn't have that much of a hard time. I will bring him down onto the low ground too, just because I want to try and get the knights to charge Franz. He's pretty happy taking this engagement. Even if he does get surrounded by knights, I can then charge in with my ogres, and they'll be very happy about not getting charged. Oh my gosh, and James Butterworth with the 10 pounds. Thank you very much. Tip for ad block, cheers for the content. Thank you so much. That is, of course, that helps a lot. I always give a ton of thanks every time anyone donates, but it actually does help a lot. Speaking of things that don't help a lot, Franz actually got annihilated by those Grail Knights. Grail Knights are pretty scary beasts, so that could be pretty bad. Now, he did rout off the enemy lord, and I do have the ogres engaged like I was looking for. I think the plan here is to get the man-eaters disengaged so that they can start shooting at these Grail Knights. Usually the AI is pretty bad at... the AI is usually pretty bad about moving its infantry to charge my range units. So if I can just get these man-eaters through, I should be able to get quite a bit of damage in. We might lose Franz again for the umpteenth time, but I'm used to it at this point, I guess. Alright, man-eaters, fire! Hopefully they do alright, but this is a bit of a scary situation. In fact, we might just have to pull a full retreat here. Let's see, it really depends on how well these man-eaters do. How's Franz doing? He's still stuck in there with the Grail Knights. Oh boy. This is going to be a botched battle, isn't it? All right. You know what? Overconfidence. It is slow and insidious, and, you know, I know when to retreat when I should. Hey, Rusty. Happy to have you here. Don't mind me just running away from a terrible battle. Yeah, my forces were a little bit too beat up. I thought the Hellstorm rocket battery would hard carry, but unfortunately not. Those Grill Knights? Yeah, Grill Knights were really brutal there. I think if it wasn't for them, my friends definitely would have done a lot more damage. Hey, Indkazbov saying hi there at Enticity. I'm new to competitive Warhammer Total War. Any advice on first faction to learn? Except Beastman. So, I good luck with your inevitably doomed campaign. I think overall, you can more or less make any faction work. If you enjoy the faction, I would recommend sort of just focusing on that. Right now, all of them are pretty meta, and probably the one that most people would consider the worst right now. Probably just like, wow, this is a terrible position. The worst faction right now is probably just Norska, and even they're not absolutely terrible. Skill will take you a very long way in Warhammer, but if you want a meta pick that is not Beastmen, I would say probably. Let's see. Well, Vampire counts are very strong. If you want sort of a specific slow play style, alternatively, you could also go for. Let's see, who else is really good right now in the generalist category? There are a ton of factions. Lizardmen are actually really good as a generalist faction right now. Of course, they have big monster play styles too. And Chaos is also a really nice rush one. So there's a lot of good options. And even dwarves, even the dreaded dwarves are good, but many players won't like you for that. Don't feel like that should dissuade you from playing them though. All right, now this is really good. We have a bunch of... The Skaven even plagued themselves. So this is actually pretty nice. As long as they don't siege the settlement immediately, I'm okay. But I have a feeling that they will. It's already looking pretty rough there. Yeah, dwarves are really good early on. They have a very specific playstyle, so it will be more difficult learning different factions if you master dwarves, but they're definitely a very useful tool to know in multiplayer, just because they have a ton of really good matchups. They're also really fun in campaign. Actually, dwarves was the first faction I learned, and my first faction that I played in Warhammer campaigns. So it's not like you can start with dwarves and still get really good at multiplayer. And hey, look at that, we survived the end turn. Now, when they're sieging Altdorf, yes, we're still taking plague damage, which is just silly, but at least they're taking a lot of plague damage too. The thing is, I don't really want to move there, because if this army catches the plague, it's gonna be a very rough time indeed. So definitely not something I want to be dealing with. Instead, we're just going to be marching through enemy territory and just making as much money as we possibly can while stalling out the enemy. There we go. We'll capture Mittenheim too. This is temporary, so we don't need any buildings here. And I'll start progressing down towards the southeast, towards Drakenhof. And this guy will just continue scouting. Dwarf campaign is really boring, IMO. Speak for yourself. It depends on the player, but overall, I can say I enjoyed it, at least when I was starting out. I've actually played like a couple dwarf campaigns. It's crazy. Yeah, we have about 2.5 turns of money. Yeah, it's fine. We'll find settlements to sack in the meantime. Oh wow, another surprising balance of power too. We can definitely win this. We have tons of guns, so I'm not worried. All right, let the great dwarf debate begin. Oh, whoopsies. There we go. Sorry, just responding to someone. Yeah. How do you guys feel about dwarves? in, you know what, we'll say multiplayer. How many of you guys even play multiplayer? It's always interesting to know how the split is nowadays with all the new people coming on in. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, your name every time with the 100 rubles. Thank you very much. Saying thanks for your advice, especially for your tips playlist. Really helpful. Well, yeah, I'm happy to help. Honestly, Warhammer is such a favorite game for me. I think I can just talk about it forever. And you know, that's sort of the plan right now. So thank you very much for your support. It will help me continue what I'm doing for longer. You play both? Nice, nice. You've never tried multiplayer. I think that's probably the vast majority of players. How am I still alive? With the power of cheese and micro. That's it. And Hellstorm rocket batteries. And Free Company militia. You know, basically all of my units have been super important because we've been barely staying alive in this campaign. It's been a little bit rough. Vampire Coast are the best faction for campaign. I know Noctilus has an absolutely insane starting position. That is for sure. Love the multiplayer in Shogun 2. Oh wow, nice. It had so much going for it. Yeah, honestly, Warhammer multiplayer is very like deep because of how many sort of systems are going on. There's a lot to the multiplayer. It's not exactly a simple game by any means. So it's definitely very fun. Now, oh, actually, look at that. The Ice Wolf chariots are trying to charge through my man-eaters, thinking that there's some basic ranged infantry. Unfortunately, they were a little bit wrong about that calculation, but what can you do? In the meantime, Franz, fighting for his life over there. I think he'll be fine, though. And I just need to deal with this Lord, and then we should be more or less fine, I think. You don't play multiplayer because your PC can't handle anything but small unit size without exploding. That's unfortunate, man. Hopefully one day you'll be able to get that sweet upgrade into larger unit sizes. But it's pretty impressive that CA have the game balanced around sort of low graphics settings. It's not something that I would have expected them to have in the game. Also, Franz is getting absolutely murdered. Franz, not like this. Not again. What's he at? 140 HP? I'm sure he'll live. And there we go. We took out the enemy lord too, so that helps a little bit. This Hellstorm rocket battery's been absolutely friendly firing my forces for the entire battle. I guess I shouldn't make it continue doing that. That would probably be a bad idea. As for Franz, it looks like very nice. He just barely escapes once again, as is the theme of this campaign. And army losses for the AI. Very nice. Alright, now can I kill a few chariots? It's very important to finish off models lest they come back, but looks like most of them will be escaping. Hey, Bubbas. Hello, hello. Happy to have you. I don't know why you're not a moderator yet. Let me go ahead and do that. Congratulations! You have the ultimate power! Bubbas, feel free to ban any bots. And I guess technically you can ban anyone in chat right now. But that would be ill-advised unless they're asking for it. Look at that, you're blue. You're blue now. Yeah, Franz is not having a good time. I don't think he's been having a good time for the past 60 turns. But such is the way of these campaigns. And look at that, we made another, we got another half turn of money. Wonderful. We'll put Franz over here. This fort is raised. I used to have it, I remember now, but I don't anymore. Nevertheless, that's fine. Now for the Black Pit, we'll have the garrison in one turn. Altdorf will hold as long as it can. And what, we have a rebellion? No problem, it's at Altdorf. Trust me, a rebellion is the least of their worries right now. Alright, sweet. Onwards to turn 69. How good. Very nice. What do you think about the Kislev roster? I think it's going to be amazing. in campaign, given how good Free Company Militia have performed. And I think it's going to be terrible in multiplayer, given how Free Company Militia have performed. You really hope that Warhammer 3 has more interesting campaign objectives. Oh, I do hope so. All right, here we go. The final battle of Altdorf. It begins. The plan is to just inflict as many losses as possible. And to try to just take them out. Take them out as fast as we can. You really hope that Warhammer 3 has, more interesting campaign objectives than 2. Yeah, the Vortex has interesting campaign mechanics. It has more fleshed out campaigns. But Mortal Empires is just... You get the bigger map, so it's a bigger sandbox. But the actual objectives are just like, yeah, just kill like half the people on the map. I'm sure it'll be fine. And then campaigns last forever. They are endless. Always very brutal, but you know, with all the quality of life changes CA are putting in for Warhammer 3, I'd be surprised if their campaign mechanics were sort of not fleshed out. That'd be pretty sad. All right, so we'll go with some basic formations here. The cavalry is actually going to be doing most of the line holding in this situation, and we're really just waiting for the AI to get in here. Their attack is going to be slightly mistimed, hopefully. That might let me pick off Manfred. That would be sort of the best case scenario here. All right, nice. Good few initial shots. Who's he going to dive in for? We don't know yet. Is it going to be the cavalry? My lord, perhaps? No, my great swords. All right. And what's that spell? It's just going to be a Spirit Leech and some Soul Blight. Absolutely no problem. The final stand, indeed. The final-ish stand, since this isn't the last battle, but it's a final stand for Altdorf. So the guys here are definitely sweating a little bit. Honestly, the Skaven have probably been the most problematic part of this campaign. The fact that they've sort of... Man, what are my handgunners doing? The fact that the Skaven have been sort of spreading plagues among my armies has just been absolutely terrible. They've just been ravaging my super high settlements and my armies. And I don't really have an easy way to deal with it. As there just is no way to deal with it. Alright, sorry for the lag too. It's the undead. If I look the other way, I might lag a little bit less. Alright, now can we get a few shots in on Manfred? Looks like we're having a little bit of a hard time. Some bats are coming in too. I might want to get him surrounded by cavalry, but the handgunners is, they're sort of the best option here. And there come the Vargeists. Oh my gosh, that is not good. Alright, let's put it on normal speed. It's not like ×4 is going to move that much faster anyways. And we'll just try and take out the Vargeists here, I guess. Mortars can begin firing in on those skeleton warriors. And if I can brace them up against my spears, that would be the best. But I think this battle might already be over before it started. Did we even get Manfred? We took him down to half HP, but... You always forget that the vampire counts with their healing managed to sometimes come on top of these battles with more HP than they started. Strangely. But I think I might be able to catch out one unit of Vargeists. If I can kill it off permanently, the battle will be worth it. It's getting healed, but we took it out. Great. There's going to be another one coming on in. How are my cav doing? Decently, but I guess we'll just finish off Vargeist here then. Dawn of the Dead, more or less. And we couldn't even finish off Manfred. He basically just came in and tried to solo the entire army, but he managed to come out on top despite the guns. I think we're going to hit army losses soon, so I'll just pummel Manfred a little bit, get him a little bit lower, maybe even kill off some Vargeists. There's still 4 models despite these guys having actually no HP, so I'm going to try and just finish them off. A little bit of focus fire will help with that. There we go. Nice, they're both down to 1, but I think their models, I think they still technically live, so yeah, that's going to be army losses. Big oof indeed, but You know, we didn't need Altdorf. It's not like I spent 69 turns building up this city. Alright. Pretty low losses on the vampire count side. They are a little bit out of position, and they are eating tons of plague damage. Oh, if he had Wind of Death, we'd be doomed. Super doomed. But yeah, they're taking tons of plague damage. That's going to be my saving grace here, because for basically another 5 turns, Manfred is not going to have an easy time really bothering me here. Also, that plague sound is really loud. Oh, you guys can't hear any game audio. I just noticed. And no one even noticed. Oh my gosh, so unprofessional. It's when I'm recording audio for videos, I usually mute my audio. Did the mortars not fire? They did not. They did not, Flying Taco. Instead, oh, you want peace? Well, I want war. We'll work that out later. I'm surprised he wants peace at very low reliability. He should know better. But yeah, the mortars didn't fire. I turned off fire at will, and the enemy got too close before you could start shooting. All's well, though. Alright, now what are we looking at here? Boris. He has some Hellstorm rocket batteries. This army isn't very scary, though. I can simply lightning strike. There we go. Low casualties. I think we can just auto-resolve through most of these and just sort of punch through. All of these armies are on march stance too, so I might as well just do some cleanup. In fact, I can even take a Salzenmund. That'd be pretty good. Alternatively, I could go ahead and sack it too, but you know, I already have my big army there. It's fairly defensible with Mittenheim. Of course, we'll have a million Norskins barreling down on us, so I feel like just a basic sacking would do better. And you know what? I think I will spare these armies. I'd rather take over Herkig. So let's go ahead and do that. Time is of the essence, so you know, instead of sort of bouncing around, I'm just gonna focus on dealing with the vampire counts. That's my main goal today. Whoa, we have Tariff here again? Oh, nice. Vote for Boris Todbringer. Oh my gosh, happy to have you here, Tariff. Well, Boris is having a pretty rough time right now. I don't know if... Well, then again, we are too. You know what? If anyone has a claim for the Empire, it's probably Manfred at this point in the campaign. But I think we'll still be fine. Just give it a few more turns, trust me. We'll be totally fine. Probably need 1,000 turns to conquer the whole map. We could probably do in a few less, maybe 900. Alright, there we go. We got Herkig. We got some extra buildings to get rid of. To just squeeze out just the tiniest bit more money for this poor campaign. How's Franz doing? Is he getting sieged? He is. Oh my gosh, by Gelt. Gelt himself also. Also an elector count you might want to vote for. You know, if I don't know if any of my moderators can do this. I know they can on Twitch, but probably not on YouTube. If you want to set up a vote in chat, feel free to. Maybe I'll do it during the end turn. Thwart? Yeah, maybe Thwart. Alright. Let's go ahead and grab this guy. And then, I don't really need him at the Black Pit. So let's just move him this way. Alright. I think we are in... I think we're in... I always say we're in an okay position. We used to be in a better position until our entire army caught the plague. But I guess that is fairly historically accurate. It's usually what does these armies in. But hey, you know, at least the enemy's getting hit too. Manfred's not going to be feeling good for at least another 5 turns. So that should actually keep him busy for a while. I'm quite happy about that. Alright, let's get off this turn. Let's move on to turn 70. Based Boris for Emperor. If Boris is the one that manages to take me out this campaign, I don't even know how I'd live with myself. He has 1 settlement left, guys. But who knows? He might come back. He might come back. I think he has quite a few allies. The Norskins haven't been too successful this campaign, which helps a little bit. And also there's a big question that will come up in a second, which is whether or not the dwarves are going to be a huge problem. I feel like they might be. AI have attrition resistance, which is lame. At least against the plague, it seems to be not nearly as strong. It seems like they've been taking normal damage now. Everyone's talking about voting for Boris, so you know what? We'll give him a little bit more of a chance. We'll return Mittenheim to him. Tier 1 settlement. Maybe he'll be able to do something with that. Alright, to Talabheim. And then Krugenheim. And then, let's see, Tempelhof is tier 5. So that is a very nice place to take over. Pro tip, by the way, if you select your options fast enough, the game will save only after you choose. So that way you don't have to go through 2 saving screens. Speedrun strats that are useful to absolutely no one. And we got ogres, my lord. That's always nice. Altdorf falls. Meanwhile, Gelt. I'll ignore that. More or less, yeah. Sounds about right. By the way, Gelt's lines, absolutely A+. Whoever wrote the lines for Warhammer is just amazing. Alright, now what are we looking at here for Franz? We can pick up the Lightning Strike. We can almost put him on Deathclaw. After all these years, Deathclaw's just been... He's been sitting for the longest time. We don't even know where he is. He's somewhere locked away in Altdorf. Oh my gosh, Gelt, what are you doing? You're surrounded by Norskins. This vampire counts behind you. They're carrying the plague with them. And you decide to siege Franz? Oh dear. We got Age of Discovery, guys. That means we have a lot more friends to declare war on. This is gonna be good. Alright, how are the dwarves doing anyways? Let me just check real quick. Let's see, strength rank 10. This is actually a decent position. They're still fighting the greenskins then. We may very well have a chance, yeah. If we can get the dwarves to lose to the greenskins, that would actually be really good for us. Nice, we've attracted Malekith too. Always nice. Boris will be the threat of rat mutants. The people... Oh, I see. He'll hunt down the rats. Is that actually part of his campaign strategy? I can get behind that. Oh, we got another bot. Bubba's, this one's on you. All right, nice. So we've gone into a bunch more wars. That means this bar is eventually it's just gonna become a completely black line. But not quite yet. Not quite yet. We still have a couple more factions to inevitably declare war on. And as for our position, well, you know, we have quite a few territories. We have the Black Pit. It's doing all right. I'd upgrade the garrison, but I don't think it's actually going to live for that much longer. It's just there to stall for time. The main winners here are Castle Tempelhof and Drakenhof. If I can take those two, we are set for life. Oh my goodness. Unless a million armies come barreling down on me, in which case I'm going to have to really cheese them out with my Hellstorms. But I think we're set for this end turn. Oh boy. Free company militia are bad. Fight me IRL. It depends on if you're talking multiplayer or single player. I don't think this battle's even worth fighting. Honestly, yeah, it's not great. I do have a decent ranged garrison, and most of his strength is in the Hellstorm rocket batteries. Like, maybe I could win it. Honestly, Gelt is gonna be a huge pain here. Absolute pain. Plus the hero squad. Basically have nothing against that. You know what? I'm fine just auto-resolving. It's fine. We don't need to fight every single battle. You know what? Maybe Gelt will finally declare war on the Norskins or something. Good job, Bubba. You done did it. That's your first bot. Welcome to Marienburg, gentlemen. I will not lie. Some of you may not survive. Well, yeah, they're surrounded by enemies and plague. it's not exactly the property value in Marienburg right now is absolutely terrible. Sacked in the last 5 turns. Brutal. All right. We'll take the growth. It's not like we have any cities that need public order. And what's this? The good old do nothing option. Always one of the best. Now, how's Wartbad looking? Actually pretty juicy. I might want to go over there. So what? It'd be a Wartbad Needling Fort. Gosh, these names. These darn names are insane. And can I make it there in 2 turns? Yeah, if I can just burn. Yeah, I should be fine. There we go. We picked up some ogres too. Just what the doctor ordered, and we're gonna go for the cavalry because they're a little bit better against the vampire count's cavalry. This guy has insane attrition resistance because he's been winning a lot of battles. Very good for him. And I think we're already basically set. It turns out there's not a lot to do in terms of city management when you only have 1 army and 3 cities. Let's see. Can I get money off of these? If I do this, it has to survive, what, 4 turns to pay off for itself? 8 turns. Yeah, I doubt it. I doubt it. Over here at the Black Pit, though, things are looking okay. I think it'll hold for just a while longer. The vampire counts are pretty crippled. We've somehow met with the Beastmen. Totally fine. And then let's go to, yeah, there's a rebellion. There's 2 rebellions. All right. But we're okay. I'm actually feeling pretty good about this position. Can't believe you have good relationship with the Empire Secessionists. Do I? You know, considering that we are basically the Empire Secessionist group, I feel like they can relate. They can relate. Okay, so what? We got some more. Oh, there's the armies. They've been following me this whole time. So what? We got a couple of them taking attrition, which is nice. This entire campaign area that we're in right now is just a complete attrition fest, which means that they'll be taking quite a bit of damage as we move on forwards. And I think this city over here is going to be a sack situation because I have no money. Let's go ahead and take that decisive victory. Yes, please. Oh my goodness, I needed that money. Guys, we're set. We have enough money to survive at least a few more turns. Occupy that bad boy. Reinforce it. Oh yeah, we're looking real good, guys. All right, and then next turn, can I make it here? And yeah, I can in 1 turn. That's really good. And I just need to make sure that there aren't a million armies over here. Oh great, we have Ungrim Slayer stack. I guess they're actually not that scary. I shouldn't be too worried about them. All right, so what's left for really good upgrades here? Construction time is pretty sweet. I'm gonna go for that. Yeah, it's a new mechanic CA added. We got horde armies for the Empire now. You know, you don't really hold territory. That's not really part of his campaign anymore. What is going on here? The Black Pit looking spicy, looking pretty spicy. We got the rebellion over here. They'll actually hold the fort for a bit longer. Those guys are looking super rough. You know, I think we just start recruiting an army at Wartbad, honestly. That wouldn't be too terrible. Like, yeah, get this Vasily guy in here. Actually, that might be a bad idea. Let's get another Archlector in. Here we go, because I don't trust him to live for a second. And not only that, ooh, we can get Pistoliers. That's very good. Not only that, too, we can also... Wow. Wow, what is this? What is this garbage? I didn't even know this was a requirement. We need to have Altdorf for people for people to respect me. Garbage, absolute garbage. Meanwhile, we got Manfred taking up 50% of the vote against Gelt. Then we got Green Party over here. Oh wait, no politics. No politics. Anyone that talks non-Warhammer politics in chat gets banned. All right. Let's move on. Restart Linksy, man of little faith. Also, Linksy's here. Happy to have you. We got a couple celebrities showing up. We got Linksy, we got Tariff showing up. For anyone that doesn't know, these guys are big on YouTube. You can find them on YouTube/Tariff and Linksy. They're there. So do check them out. They're great. They're great. I've worked with Linksy before in a collaboration, so I can confirm he is great. Firing drill is pretty good. 8% reload speed, yeah. For the Hellstorms, yeah. Oh wait, I actually missed a little bit of chat while I was pondering away on what in the world I'd be doing. When did I lose Altdorf? About 5 minutes ago. All right, and we actually can't reach the settlement in one turn. How brutal. We can reach Krugenheim though, so that's a small blessing. But is it really? Do we really need Krugenheim? Not really. So let's just do some of this. Get some encampment going. We'll get over here next turn. Scout out the undead territories. Empty, completely empty. Manfred is not gonna know what hit him. This'll be great. Darn it. Talabheim is sieged. We can't recruit units. You can't recruit the Pistoliers. Oh wait, no, I got rid of the building. That's what happened. Ah, silly me. Silly me. At Enticity, I suggest migrating to a more defensive position, like the mountain territory. Well, I'm trying. There's just a mild problem that I'm getting chased by literally everyone. But we've managed to stall them for now, and actually Drakenhof is fairly defensible. There's only 3 directions that we can really be attacked from. Not to mention it has a really nice gold mine, which will finally let me take a bigger army. We have tons of, rivers and so on all around it. I'm actually pretty confident about being able to defend it. You might not think so, but I do feel that to be the truth. Is this building worth it? I don't know, maybe it is. We'll try taking it on a whim, why not? Imminent rebellion, nice, that'll slow them down. Vlad for Emperor. Well, I'm about to take his main capital, which is gonna stop him from recruiting regiments of renown, apparently. Oh my gosh, the Skaven. What do you even have? Heroes? I can't kill heroes. Take it. Just take it. Oh my gosh, the ultimate holdout. It is. It is. Now, this might look like a terrible situation, but I assure you, we are looking pretty good in this campaign. As long as my 20 stack doesn't get another plague, and it won't for a while because of my heroes in the area. So I see nothing wrong. Can someone put together that meme, that this is fine meme? I feel like that might be fitting. Oh my gosh, and we lost it to the rebellion. At least it doesn't go to the vampires, right? At least we have that. Alright, now we have about 3 more turns worth of cash money to survive on. That's about to get a little bit higher with a nice little sack and grab over here. Very nice, decisive. And we're gonna loot and occupy just in case I don't have the movement later. We're nearly at Tempelhof, which is tier 4 settlement number 1. I'm very excited to see how that goes. Pick up a few more archers too. This is good. This is good. The vampire counts are going to be pretty crippled, honestly, after this. Like, this is great. All right, let's get these guys over here. I need them to scout out the dwarves before we get absolutely ambushed in this direction. And that's looking fine. Now, we're still at war with everyone. That means that the rules are fine. Over here, we're holding for a while, keeping the greenskins busy. I like it. All of these guys are taking attrition. Even Boris, he's here. He teamed up with Vlad to fight against me. And these guys at Wolfenburg. Oh my gosh, actually, look at that. They've taken over. These guys are the new, they're the new Kislev. What are they called again? Hockland, yeah. We're down to 4 parties. Who will you vote for? It's getting too real. But I think that's basically it. It's weird playing turns that are this short. 5 armies fighting over 1 city, yeah. Except they're not fighting. They're more or less helping each other. Probably tier 5. Yeah, I want to win. What's the overall plan? Yeah, survive and then destroy everyone. I want vengeance. I want bloody vengeance for all the pain and suffering they've caused to me. Wow, that was fast. They got there real fast. Sometimes you forget how quick the vampire counts can be. All right. Now, this army's not actually that big. The garrison at Wortbad might be good. Did I manage to finish that building? Don't tell me in chat. I can't bear to look. Come on. Come on, please tell me I at least have a good garrison here. Well, I think it will be bloody. That's for sure. Oh, thank goodness. Yes, we have a half garrison. Amazing. Exactly what I needed. Alright, how big is this army? Skeleton, Stack probably, Manfred. At least his army's pretty battered. Meanwhile, here we have the dwarves stealing my money over here. Kira Kadrin, how much? Strength rank 23. So they're having a pretty rough time too. That's good for me. And here we go. Tempelhof is ours. I'm going to occupy. Look at that. 1,500 gold off of Tempelhof alone. That is pretty spicy. Not to mention, we can recruit Demogryph Knights, I guess. That's actually not that useful. I'm probably going to get rid of that building, honestly. And my goal right now is to get a Bright Wizard. 1 Bright Wizard is all I need to win the campaign. So I don't have the money to get a Bright Wizard. What a life. Let's go ahead and get some roads. Speed up that movement. Let's get some money. And then next turn, we're going to take Drakenhof. And it's going to be great. Yeah, getting rid of these stables is going to give me a lot of extra money. That'll let me live for another turn. We have Isabella over here. She's actually not too scary right now. And these guys are just running scouting duty. Just going to patrol back and forth looking for enemies. Let's see, what's this guy up to? Ah, yes. Getting sieged forever. Alright, imminent rebellion. No problem. We can move on to the end turn now. Draconet saying, I can't believe this. What about this can't you believe? This is going great. Why didn't you loot and occupy? You would decrease the tier of the settlement. And I wanted at tier 4 because that gives me some better buildings. 'Tis all. Alright. And we're going to get a little bit more money just by winning some battles in a second. Trust me, there's going to be a lot of battles. So I'm not too worried about the money situation. At Enticity, sending you something over Discord. I see. I will check right now then. Let's see. What do we got? That is amazing, Linksy. That is amazing. I would post a link to it in He did it, guys. He made that this is fine meme. Except with the meme that I will not post on YouTube for risk of getting banned forever. It's generally pretty low risk, but you never know. Anyways, I'm sure you guys can guess. Now, what do we have over here? Ah, yes, Zufbar. Not confederated with the dwarves yet. Oh, and they love me. Let's declare war on them. All right. What are we looking at? Yep, we're still good. Castle Tempelhof is all right. We have the garrison coming on up. And I don't think there's any army nearby that can actually attack it. Which is very good for me because it means I can move over to Drakenhof and take this darn settlement for my own. That'll show the vampire counts. Yes, low casualties. I'll be happy to take it. That is not low casualties. Whatever. I'm going to occupy that. Look at that. We suddenly are Bloody rich. Still in the negatives, but bloody rich. This gives 1,200. Great. Do I have money for anything? I guess we can get some weaving houses in here. Industry. Great. Very good stuff. We don't need cavalry. We don't really need a tavern either. Any witch hunters out there? Oh, nice. I can get one of these guys. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'll take this guy. It's fine for a thumbnail. It probably is, but you know, there's legal reasons and so on. It's probably fine, to be honest, but I like to play it safe. That's why I have no music here all the time. Does make things a little bit awkward, but it is hilarious though. I'll share it on my Discord. Actually, I'll definitely share it on my Discord. All right, nice. The basic walls. That is exactly what I need. All right, guys, we've resettled. No one wants to give me special units. Has anyone seen a map like this? We have the rebellion guys vying for power now, and Gelt is just spread out everywhere. What a map. All right, now the goal is still to get another wizard out. Of course, we are not exactly rolling in cash just yet, but I think we're about to. And we've also found Clan Ferric. By some miracle, they've managed to survive in this single settlement. That is them, right? Let's see, where's this Skaven? Clan Ferric. Oh, they have 2 settlements. They're actually doing pretty good for themselves here and here. Look at that, Clan Ferric. Doing good. Is this the last settlement for Zufbar? 1. Nice, so I can take them out. I can take them out real good. And then it's just the army of dwarves that are going to be on their way. I'll deal with that later. You're rooting for chaos? Honestly, I don't know if chaos is going to show up. But they might. They may very well. Wow, Vlad is looking really rough. Honestly, the vampire counts? They're sweating. They don't know what's up. We just stole their capital from them. I bet no one knows how that feels like. Now, let's go ahead and skip past those rebellions and then get to the end turn. That seems like a good idea. Miss me saying banishment? Well, there you go. We got another banishment out there for you. Also, hey, Zero. Happy to have you here. Fellow multiplayer player. Seems like, do you enjoy playing campaigns? What do you guys like playing anyways? What's your flavor of campaign? Surely not something like this. I would assume this is a bit extreme for most players, to put it lightly. But yeah. What do you guys like doing? Do you like playing challenge campaigns? General for fun campaigns? Thematic stuff? Let me know. Now, I am presented with a little bit of a problem here. Drakenhof is... Ooh, we can get Imperial Authority. We'll stick with the do nothing. Here's an issue. I don't want to lose Drakenhof randomly to just some random army that decides to march in that may or may not be Skaven. So I need to make sure I do my correct scouting. Seems like no one's there. Honestly, I think Drakenhof might be okay. The dwarves might decide to siege it, but I think I can bounce over to Templehof and try and save that. I definitely want one of these places to live. So let's go ahead and sally over there. Templehof's gonna hold for a turn. Alright, there we go. Skeletons are dealt with. How much money did I make? A little bit. That's all I need. And these bad boys are going... Nope, they can't ambush. We're gonna garrison. Alright, I need to get Franz in here, but my money's gonna go through the roof if I'm not careful. I might just have to sacrifice this guy to save on cash. But, you know, we'll try Franz here first. It's not that expensive. This is fine. Ooh, we can get a steam tank. Franz with his own steam tank. I like it. Yeah, let's do some of that. France is getting armed. Yeah, this is great. I have no money. I have absolutely no money. Oh wait, this is fine. Tomb Kings with guns. Empire with all the Zealot units. Noctilus with his entire Dread Fleet gang all piled together. That sounds pretty fun. That's the wrong ability. You did a random start campaign with Gelt last time. Didn't work very well with the Elector count system, but was a challenge and fun. Yeah, I love the Gelt random position campaigns. I have done one of those before. They're very fun. With Linksy, actually. It's all on YouTube. You can check it out on his channel.
Step to it.
You can see it on my channel too, but yeah, it's on both sides. Let's see. What? Oh, you know what? Let's get the artillery upgrades. We're finally starting to spec into that. 2 turns to bankruptcy, Rocky. Keeping me modest with the constant countdown. I like it. Alright, let's take a look at these other campaigns. Yeah, Quaden, yeah, we are still alive and kicking. Mostly kicking, I would say. And hey, is this actually a winnable fight at the Black Pit? Probably not. Actually, yeah, probably not. That's a lot of Blackguard. What do I have? 4 range units? Yeah, that's not worth it. It's not worth it. We don't have artillery. Vampires Raise Dead only. Yeah, that one's pretty fun. But how is that different from a normal vampire campaign? Let's be honest. Welcome to Lustria, gentlemen. Yes, Vortex knows what's up. Yes. One of our forts is being attacked. It was just a barrier to hold you back. Not nearly enough armor piercing, indeed. Not against a million units of Blackguard, but don't count the Dread Spears out, because they essentially have the same melee defense as Iron Breakers on Legendary difficulty. Which is pretty spooky, especially when they have chevrons. So they actually don't die in melee. Alright, now it might look like we have absolutely no money. And you'd be right. You'd be absolutely right. Thankfully, we finally have this garrison building up. And we can start making friends with the Skaven. Just kidding. Just kidding. They have a huge garrison there. We can finally start bullying the vampire counts. I like it. Are there any dwarves nearby? Very good. Let's go ahead and take an Eshin for us. Alright. This is it. This is where the campaign gets started. Alright, please give me any money. I'll take it. I'll take 500 gold. Franz is just a beggar now. He's just walking around asking for spare change. We can't even settle the settlement. Strike's just waiting for us. We'll back on up over here. Take this bad boy and take the moot. Prized possession of the Empire. Vampires, no skeletons. That would be interesting. It'd be pretty difficult. What, Skaven? Very true, Rocky. Very true. Oh, yes. That is 1 turn's worth of money right there. Thank goodness. We're saved. We're saved by the moot. Alright, this guy can chill over here. As long as that Doomstack doesn't die, we're good. And even if he does, Franz can recruit a pretty big backup army. So I think against all odds, despite what the situation might look like, I think we may have actually stabilized. Who would have guessed? This guy needs to park over here, though, to make sure that an incoming dwarf 20 stack doesn't come and annihilate my body. Looks like they aren't. Very pleasant. Over here, don't mind the absolute chaos. This guy's requesting aid that may or may not come. Pretty good. Let's see, what do we got? Can we get a building that's useful? We're gonna save the slot for this when we finally have money. Which will come eventually. Just believe in me. Alright. Do you have any armies you can dismiss? This bad boy. As soon as I fight that fight, I'll make a few thousand extra gold a turn. But I do want him to stall out those armies for at least a little while longer. Because there's a lot of them. And I don't want to, you know, stick around there for too long. Or I don't want them to be marching on Drakenhof while I'm gaining, you know, a bigger military force.
Is it time?
All right. Looking pretty good. Okay, so let's end turn. Wow, we've burned through these turns so quickly. We've gone through 10 turns and it's been 1 hour of streaming. Super fast turns. Most of them have been auto-resolved, but once we start fighting these bad boys, it's gonna slow down just a little bit. I'm happy that Franz finally has a steam tank. Did you guys know? Franz has not touched the steam tank this entire campaign, so I'm happy for him. Hey, look at that. See, we're gonna get a little bit of extra money. Now, this is a fight where I want to get as much damage in as possible. Because these guys are gonna be coming for my main settlement immediately after. So, you know, if I can kill a Mortis engine, maybe a Manfred von Karstein, that'd be useful. Oh, Tabitha just saying YXZ. I have no idea what you're even talking about there, but happy to have you on the stream. Now, this battle is going to be slightly different from the last one because even though we don't have artillery, we have a few more range units and some crossbowmen. These guys might be able to take out Manfred. We'll have to wait and see. The suspense is truly annihilating me here. We got a bunch of swordsmen too. Some cavalry in the back. You know, we don't really need to super optimize this fight. It's not like we'll be able to win it. But if I can use all the ammunition on my archers, I'll call it a win. Oh, right. Oh, it looks like they got some regiments of renown here in the distance too. The Königstein Stalkers. For some reason they're revealed. These guys usually aren't stealthed, right? I guess not. Some Vargeists too. They're going to be a little bit of a problem if they time their engagement well. Manfred has heal capped himself, but thankfully the game does have heal caps. So he can only heal so much. If we do end up killing him, that will still be a win. And then some skeleton spearmen over here. They'll just be pushing in slowly but surely. But still, overall, if I manage to use up all my ammunition, that would actually be really good. The Mortis engine, very terrifying piece in multiplayer. Actually, just a hindrance for the AI in single player. So possibly I want to leave it alive just so that the AI wastes money having to support the unit. That might actually be a pretty decent strat, actually. Another pretty good strat, turning your infantry sideways to expose the flanks of the AI. Really, really nice for this sort of mass-ranged archer playstyle. So nice, we've killed 2 skeletons. I'm feeling pretty good. Manfred's coming on in real hot. Where will these guys dive on in? It seems like my infantry, thankfully. Yes, there we go, my infantry, thankfully. I'll bring in my knights, though, to give some support. And the focus fire on Manfred begins. If I can take him out, I'm not sure where he will respawn exactly. Hopefully far away. But it does look like he is pulling back. Alright, he'll make it out. I guess we'll focus fire his Vargeists then. Those guys are mildly annoying, especially for ranged armies and ones with hellstorms. So that's definitely a juicy target to take out. And we're gonna see if we can find a good camera angle that doesn't lag my PC too much. Alright, Manfred. Man, the AI cycle charging. Always very surprising. They actually do cycle charging fairly efficiently. And as I say that, Manfred sort of derps out for a second, but hopefully this focus fire will take him out at this point. They just need a good line of sight, and these guys will be able to lay into him with a lot of damage. Oh man, looks like he does manage to pull out, but hey, at least the Vargeists are down. In fact, they're low enough where I still need to finish him off in case they get healed. Manfred is nearly at his heal cap. We've wasted vast amounts of ammunition to try and finish him off. But the AI is juking me out. AI with the sick dodges. He lands again. Will I be able to get some good focus fire? If I pull my infantry, that usually exposes single entities to get focus fired down. So that's why I'm disengaging there. And there we go. I even got a few good shots in there. So that's quite nice. Let's pull these spears out of the way and hopefully we'll take out Manfred. Nope, no big volley there just yet. Come on. Let's put it on normal speed. Try and get this volley down. Also, by the way, it seems like I managed to fix the lag issues that were happening on Thursday, just by turning the quality just a tiny bit lower. If you guys have noticed a severe quality drop, do let me know, but if it seems about the same, then that's very good for me. And nice, I think I might have barely finished off Manfred. Although he is being a huge pain here with his maneuvering. Come on. Can I get my cavalry to finish him off? He's healed himself. It's always a little bit janky trying to get your ranged units to shoot single entities, but with a little bit of finagling, you can generally get there. I do need to send more infantry though on these flanks, as they are actually going down slowly but surely. Might even need to get these spears over there. And if my hero can finish off Manfred, he will be remembered for all of history. We'll remember him as Oleg. Oleg the Manfred Slayer. But it looks like he won't. Unless he lands a few hits. I'm just not particularly confident in him, as Manfred does have probably very insane stats right now in campaign. 56 melee defense, that's not too high. And Oleg is actually laying into him. He's getting pretty good damage. Oh, and there is a Vargulf on the side. Let's go ahead and turn a few of our ranged tools to deal with that. You can't see any difference? That's very good, Bubbas. Oh wow, Oleg. Oleg, will he actually do it? Will he actually slay Manfred? He's taken him down very low. Manfred has just barely escaped though. That will allow my archers to finish him off, but if Oleg gets the kill... Come on, man. For the Empire. Come on, you got this. Manfred is gonna survive post-battle too, I can feel it, but it'll definitely feel pretty cool. Hey, and look at that, we even took out the Vargulf. That's quite nice. Now, man, I'm really tempted to snipe with the Mortis engine just because I can, but it's actually a pretty bad idea. And oh my gosh, Oleg, he routes off at the last second. What an absolute coward. How could you, Oleg? You were the chosen one. Manfred has he has 50 HP and you ran? No, come on, finish him off. 17 life. He needs one arrow to kill him. Oh my gosh, there we go. We got him, boys. Special thanks to Oleg, but only mild special thanks. Let's go ahead and take out the Feasters in the Dark and call it a day. Actually, we'll focus down the Vargulf since it's a large target. This is much easier for my archers to take out. Plus, it doesn't have a lot of armor. Even if it does live, doing a little bit of extra damage should be fine. But I'm happy having taken out one unit this battle. This is why Health Deed is better than a dragon. Yes, oftentimes it can be. Oh boy, now yeah, Manfred is totally just gonna come back in one turn because the vampire counts have insane wound turn times. But you know, what can you do? Oh boy, he'll be back. He'll be back. But we did inflict a few losses. Hey, and he actually is down for the count. That's nice. We took out a Vargulf and some Vargeists. I'm very happy about that. You know, honestly, not a bad trade. We only lost, 1,000 men for it. But actually, it is a pretty good trade. Legit. And then these armies I can take out with the good old Lightning Strike. One of the best abilities in the game when it comes to finishing off multiple stacks. So strong. I think they might nerf it in Warhammer 3. Can someone confirm in chat? I think it's like 2 skill points now or something. At least it doesn't get experience. Yeah, that's true too. Although, you know, I sort of do want to get him on a dragon just because it's easier to take him out. But maybe not. I feel like Hellseed at the very least is a little bit easier to manage. It requires 3. Now that's insane. That's a lot. Oh, and it looks like the dwarves did sally out. I am very thankful I have Franz here. He's gonna go ahead and take the ward save. Stacking that is always... that is the recommended option. And can I put any good banners on him? Casualty replenishment is very good. And what else? Movement range, probably. Tax rate, local province, better than you'd think. Lightning Strike is a stacked ability. It increases reinforce time until it eventually blocks it. Nice. Okay, that's actually really cool. I like it. I will say I do enjoy that change. I like how in Warhammer 3 overall, it seems like they're adding a lot more interactions between different abilities and so on. It's pretty cool. I'm very excited to see what we'll have once they reveal everything. But alright, first things first, we have some dwarves to deal with, and we can lightning strike, which helps a good deal. Alternatively, you know, I could just have this huge army support, and then take out both armies at once. That feels like a much better idea, doesn't it? The lower levels delay reinforcements. I see. Although, delaying reinforcements, probably one of the least... well, I guess it's okay, right? If you're taking ranged heavy armies, delaying reinforcements is actually pretty OP. In fact, you might be able to just take 1 tier of lightning strike, and that's basically all you need early on anyways. Alright, now this dwarf army, very fun thing about my guys is that they have vanguard, so they can start picking away at the longbeards early. We'll turn on skirmish mode for them so I don't have to micro too hard. In the meantime, we have a ginormous army to go ahead and set up over here. There we go, more or less done. You're excited about all the bugs that will be transferred into Warhammer 3. Ah, yes, the glorious bugs. Honestly, I've come to accept them as features at this point. And you know, most people would not be able to beat Legendary without bugs. In fact, I wouldn't be able to beat this campaign without all of the different AI abuses that I've been playing with. So, you know, it's not too terrible. Although for multiplayer it is. For multiplayer it does sort of suck, admittedly, having to deal with bugs. But aside from that, it's not terrible. Although, you know, I'm sure most of you guys have realized at this point, I'm generally a pretty optimistic type of guy. So I don't think a lot of things are terrible. Viewer discretion is advised. If I say something is fine, you might not feel the same way. Who would have guessed? The gate bug? Oh man, I hope the gate bug does get fixed. Or at least, you know, one of the gate bugs. The one where it just keeps opening and closing all the time and you can't walk through. Although, honestly, I haven't run into that too often. So maybe it's not an issue. Alright, now I've had the steam tank focusing the single entities here. Dwarf lords and heroes are probably the biggest pain in this fight, since most of the infantry can get gunned down. Not to mention the steam tank is just slightly more effective against heroes. The slayers are going to be a little bit scary, but nothing a little bit of focus fire can't deal with. And not to mention I also have Franz too, so this battle should be fairly straightforward. Oh, it looks like my archers are shooting at the wrong target though. Definitely don't want any of that. And we're just gonna expose a flank here of these slayers and then give them a bit of a hard time. At this point in the battle though, we've more or less won it. The steam tank can actually cheese the dwarves pretty easily, so I'm not too worried. Alright, and then I'll just use my cavalry to run down their thunderers. Hey, Wicked! Hello, how's it going? Hope the day is doing you fine. I know it is for me. It's been a pretty smooth campaign that we've started since this morning. You might not think it, surrounded by enemies, but things have legit been going fairly smoothly. Alright, nice. Slayers are down. The Thunderers are engaged with my cavalry. Funnily enough, my cavalry will lose in this fight over time. At least it's very likely that they will. But such is the nature of legendary difficulty. Let's see. Hey, Lucas. Lucas saying hi to Wicked. For anyone who doesn't know Wicked, he is an awesome community member, moderator. I don't know if you have a YouTube channel, but I know you're an amazing moderator. Which, by the way, speaking of, I'll just make you a mod right now. Just in case the Slaanesh bots show up. Boom. Guess what? You're a mod now, Wicked. Yeah. He's a overall great guy, so show him some respect. Alright. Now, let's see. Let's go ahead and clear up the rest of this infantry. Some lengthwise shots should be able to do that. I'm not too worried about casualties here. We are fairly ahead in this battle. There we go, and there's the army losses. Glorious. Absolutely glorious. There's some Slayers alive. That's why the enemy hasn't actually lost yet. Where are they? Butchering some spearmen. Classic. You swing the hammer as required. Wonderful. Generally, we don't have too many Slaanesh bots here, but you never know. They're always lurking. Yeah, get modded, son. Alright, I'll chase a few of these guys down, because to be honest, Franz's army is just 3 Free Company militia and a steam tank. So any units I don't kill are going to be a little bit of a pain. As we finish up this battle. But as long as I can take care of most of these Longbeards, we'll be fine. We still have a deceptively high model count despite the low HP, but I think that tree cover is going to bring them to safety, indeed. Ah. All right. So nice. What? There's about 150 dwarves left here. I think we have enough steam tank ammunition to take them out. There's a new bot roaming around. Oh, great. American-esque name, and all it says is something like I'll refrain from saying it on stream just in case. It's to get people to Google it, and you haven't. Yeah, alright. I guess that makes sense. Remember, guys, if it seems sketchy, probably don't expose your PC to viruses. And also 2-factor authentication, trust me. 2-factor authentication. It might not apply to you, but if everyone in this chat uses it, I will guarantee it will save someone from getting a virus or getting their account hacked. If you don't know what it is, it just links your phone to your account so that you need to have your phone on you to log in. It's great. That means if someone on the other side of the world, you know, decides to try and hack you, if they don't have your phone, you're safe. The stream's sponsored by NordVPN. It isn't. It isn't. Although I would, you know, if someone from NordVPN wants a sponsor, I will say things for money. As it does make the world go round. Although actually its internet security isn't super needed. It's more just as a way to get around restrictions around different you know, like in Netflix, you know, if you want access to different shows and stuff, that's really what people use those things for. But you know, I'll say what I need to say. All right, now what do we have here for the vampire counts? We got some guys in march stance. I could pick off a Wallach von Karstein. Honestly, the pickings here aren't amazing. What I could do though is set up camp over here, get an ambush in, and hopefully a free pick. We got Isabella still not playing too aggressively. That helps me out. And Franz can do some cleanup. Pyrrhic victories all around, looking good. Thank you, Wicked. Yeah, so remember to smash the like button. Honestly, I'm not sure how important that is, really. Although, actually, well, okay. liking videos does actually help draw in more viewers. So that is actually pretty useful. But subscribing a little bit less. Joining the Discord, though, very useful if you want to get in on the multiplayer train. The Discord that I have set up is actually really nice for anyone that has any questions about multiplayer. Because I'm basically on there 24/7. Yeah, ban Wicked. Don't trust the link, guys. Don't trust the link. It's super sus. Watch it actually, like, his account got hacked and he's just spamming that out. Also, I impulsively put points here that I don't really need right now. You know, it's buff to range units, might as well. Now, how is Bar looking? Pretty exposed. I might want to take that over, but I don't have vision over here yet. We'll have to wait a turn. Let's put Franz back in here. Okay, things are looking good. I can't afford that. That's embarrassing. Alright, let's take this bad boy. Scout back over here. Oh, we have the Empire. They're showing up. That's very fun. Tiago is saying, Orient, you should also join the other big Discords and self-promo your stream there. Yeah, I could. There's just so many Discords, and it takes a lot of effort to do self-promotion on all of them. But now that I'm sort of doing campaign stuff, I should probably make myself known on all the sort of campaign-focused Discords out there. Like maybe I'll message Mercy the Mad and sort of get around there. The campaign viewer base is huge. It is insane. Although, you know, I do enjoy my multiplayer too. I don't think I'll ever drop that entirely, but campaign right now is pretty fun. All right. So I can get a tier 2 sort of money-making things there. I think that's a fairly safe bet. And at some point I want to get Volkmar. I think if I get a Temple of Sigmar, that lets me get him. Temple of Sigmar. So that's actually pretty high priority. Oh, but it costs so much money. You know what? I think that's higher priority than these buildings. Let's go ahead and start working towards it. Because Volkmar is amazing on his chariot. He'll be great for a flagellant stack. I would really want to have him in my army. Alright, so I think that's all my turn business out of the way. Let's move on to the next one. Head-to-head campaigns are where it at, or where it is at. Yeah. For anyone who doesn't know, I actually did play head-to-head with Flying Taco way back. I think it ended prematurely, but very super fun. I was thinking of getting some short head-to-head campaigns with other streamers later on. Hey, very nice. We'll play out this ambush battle. Yeah, I was thinking of getting some head-to-head campaigns with other players eventually. So, if any of you, like Linksy, for example, have campaigns and so on, feel free to message me. Although things might be a bit busy, but I do eventually want to get some like head-to-head campaigns going. Yeah, you know what, Flying Taco? We should just reboot up that campaign and just finish it and just see how that goes. I feel like that'd be pretty funny. But yeah, times are actually legit busy right now. So your mileage may vary on how free I am. But I will respond if you message me. Now, these Free Company Militia, they're gonna shred the Vargulfs quite easily. And as for the Hellstorms, they're going to deal with the infantry over here. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. Steam tanks for cavalry. You know, it's all your basic unit counters out of the way. This guy's going to deal with the Hex Wraiths because he has magic damage. Of course, we have our Flyer to... Honestly, yeah. Basic unit counters are set up. Siege... Or, not siege battles. Ambush battles are going to be really nice for us, honestly. And we'll put the... I want to fight the cavalry here. Also, by the way, Alex Caron, for the $5 donation, thank you very much. That helps the stream a lot more than you would expect. I say it all the time, but actually, it does help me continue streaming for a lot longer than than I would initially plan to, since I'm still working towards making this a full-time gig. But nice, I think we have the formation more or less ready to go. So all that's left is to start the battle and to give commands to absolutely everyone. Yeah, head-to-head is really fun. It's mostly just the logistics that are difficult for head-to-head campaigns, really. All right, there's a million things going on right now. But I think we're doing all right. Now, the light wizard, I was a bit slow on the draw for his nets and so on, but I can drop that down over here now. That'll punish those guys pretty hard. All the free company have done great against the Vargulfs, as expected. My lord is doing quite fine himself too. So I think this battle is fairly straightforward for me. Hellstorm rocket batteries too are gonna have a field day in this formation. That is great for them. And nothing slipped through, right? Yeah, we're looking good. By the way, do you also use mods sometimes, or keeping it base game? Currently keeping it base game, but I have used mods before, and I have found some enjoyment with them. But right now the goal is just for some base game fun, since it seems like there's a lot of fun to be had, really. These challenge campaigns will probably keep me sustained for at least a while. Maybe even until Warhammer 3, but we'll see about that. Are you a student or working? Currently unemployed, but previously worked as a software developer. And I'll use that as a fallback when I need cash money. But right now, I am just barely able to try out streaming and making video content for a while. So that's sort of what I'm committing to right now. But don't worry about financial responsibility. I'm making sure to stay on top of that. I have a savings account. I'm not eating into that at the very least. You've been doing a lot of SFO Grimhammer. It's a nice campaign. Yeah, I've heard SFO had like a recent big update drop recently, didn't it? I feel like that's pretty exciting. What languages do you develop with? A programmer, I see. I code in Python, Java, C#, a little bit of C, maybe a little bit of JavaScript. I learned basically everything. As is sort of what happens when you end up going to university. You learn a bunch of languages, which make you a generalist, but you only will be using one when you get the job. So it's sort of a weird position to be in. I guess in the end, university gives you opportunity more than specialization, which is nice. But yeah, actually the bot that I made that runs multiplayer ladder, sort of like quick battle, is in Python. And then I set it all up on AWS myself. So if my degree is worth anything, it was useful for that. I wish you could force more factions to become vassals. That would be really good. But it's like a faction-specific mechanic to be able to do that. Oh yeah, that was a really nice banishment. Yeah, I sort of glossed over it, but thankfully we caught it on camera. You're a JavaScript developer, nice. All right, nice. We have a few more armies to face off here. We should be able to win most of these and just do some cleanup, really. I could retreat, but honestly, we're pretty advantaged against these guys. I'm not worried in the slightest. This is how you feel about your degree? I think it's how most people feel about their degrees. It's very rare. Most of my friends actually have pretty hard times even getting jobs in their field of study. I'm very lucky that I ended up doing software development just because of how generalist it is. But you do often feel that it's like I could have gone by with mostly high school stuff, to be honest, in terms of knowledge. Of course, the degree helps with employers and so on, but yeah, it's sketchy. Most of my viewer base is an older audience. So you guys know what I'm talking about, but for the 10% of people who are still studying in school, you still want your degree because it looks good on a resume. But you don't need to stress about school that much as long as you're passing. It's sort of my theory on it. But also, I am not a super reliable source on the issue here, so don't go failing school because of me. That's all I want to say. All right, now let's get all these hotkeys done and set up, and start taking out the enemy. Steam tanks are great against heroes. I already said that like 2 minutes ago, but you know, we got more people tuning in. That happens. You have a Bachelor's of C. I'm actually not sure what that is exactly. But presumably it was mildly useful. Nice free Isabella trait. Yeah, but we already got our trait. Alright, now let's just end Isabella real quick. The good old net and shoot. She's essentially down at this point. And then the Hellstorms can pick off at any infantry instead of shooting at Isabella. There we go. Hellblasters are looking good. Honestly, the ranged superiority here is going to be great. But look at that. Isabella actually holding pretty well in the air on her own. She's going to survive. Or at least a few seconds longer, I think. But still a pretty rough time for her. Total War greater than school. Legend dumped one whole GPA to play Rome 1 when it launched. Well, I'm happy it worked out for him. For me, that's a little bit of a risky choice in my mind. But hey, if it works out for him, it works out. Oh boy, that's a chunky breath attack. Let's just net this bad boy real quick. We have a little bit of a dog flank over here coming on in. I'm not too worried since I do actually enjoy running cavalry in my campaigns. They are mildly useful enough to be worth running. Nice, Terrorgeist is gonna go down. That's very good. Yeah, I do find like having 1 or 2 units of cavalry is actually very worth it in campaigns. They are just so good at dealing with these minor flanks. I don't think I'd be able to easily deal with this without them. And just like a little bit of mass too. But beyond 2 cavalry is probably starting to be a bad idea. Alright, nice. And that's Wallach out. Or Wallach. However he pronounces his name. We may never know. And Vlad in the distance on foot. Yeah, I forgot. Vlad always on foot. So he's going to have a hard time catching on up. And then I can just do some banishments to do some cleanup. As for this lord over here, a little bit of focus fire. We'll deal with him nice and easily. And honestly, that's what makes this light wizard so great. Cav is underrated in single player. It is. Although it's not amazing in single player, it definitely has its uses. You play head-to-head a lot, and cavalry is pretty much a must. Oh yes, for sure. Any multiplayer gameplay should definitely rely on cavalry a lot. The mobility is just so important. Alright, so I think that layer of buffs will be enough for my lord to do okay. He actually has really high physical resist. We managed to build it up fairly early in the campaign. So he's gonna be sitting nice and indestructible for a while. Looks like that banishment hit fairly well too, so I think this battle's all but won essentially. The slow trickle of the AI really hurts him a lot here. Alright, another banishment should be able to clear out the rest of the grave guard, and nice army losses. So we did it. I think we finally put the vampire counts to rest. And a heroic victory at that. Greetings from Norway. Happy to hear. Alright, now what's been going on in chat? Oh, someone missed a bot ban. How could you, Bubba? You're letting the bot slip through? I'll take care of it. Report. Spam. Let's see, the real money is very much in things like refrigerator repair right now. That's true. That's true. Basic amenities. It turns out everyone needs them. So, you know, if you're just a plumber right now, not bad. Electrician, also not bad. Yeah. It's like everyone just suddenly realized that, hey, these things are sort of necessary for living. Morum, I literally just returned, heard you say the steam tank thing. and had to double check that the steam tank hadn't been stuck. Or double check the stream hadn't been stuck. Oh, nice. Yeah. You know, I find I repeat myself a lot. In fact, I say that. I probably said that a few times too. Now, somehow Hawkland managed to take over the fort, just sneaking right past my ambush. We'll see if we can punish them for that. Preferably, I could take out the Skaven too. Honestly, there's a lot of juicy armies here I can take out. I will not settle for heavy casualties, so I'll probably play out this battle. We'll get a bit of healing on our Lord too, which is always nice. Where am I from? My family's from Vietnam, and I am Canadian. Proud Canadian. Born in Canada too. Just got back into the room and heard bot. It's fine, it's dealt with. Oh, actually, no, Wicked. It looks like you did some banishment too. Thank you, thank you. All right. Most people you know who are electricians, landscapers, and contractors of another sort have a college degree and went back into the trades because they're doing well. After seeing the awful job market in the late 2010s. Yeah, it's rough. It's real rough. Like, you rarely see anyone that's just like, man, oh, there's so many jobs out there for me. I've been luckier than most, to be honest, but yeah, it's a rough time. It's a rough time indeed. Alright, we'll put the great swords on the flank. Put the cavalry in reserves to get that juicy healing. And I think we are set. Alright, no need to overcomplicate things, really. Let's go ahead and do this. Steam tanks are firing away. The Free Company militia are great against the very annoying skirmishers. Excited for that. Greetings from Germany, nice. Alright, let's split the Hellstorm fire. And then get a little bit of banishing going. And there we go, sweet. Free Company should be able to handle the Outriders, nice and easy like. Maybe not, they actually took quite a bit of damage on the approach. Steam tanks overextending, classic Enticity play. But I think, let's see, can they snipe out the Lord? It looks like they're having a bit of a hard time. I'm sure they'll be fine though. And I'm actually going to banish the cavalry instead of the infantry. Because I'm not too worried about the infantry making it to me. I just want the cavalry to stop doing that damage to all of my Outriders. And then Hellstorm should be able to finish the rest. I think this battle's more or less done at this point. Especially with... Wait, is that Dogbert? Oh, it's so close to Dogbert. Is that intentional? Dagobert? Come on, that's totally a reference, right? Come on, there's no way it's not. Wonderful Dogbert, member of the CA team. Oh man, that's amazing. So you missed the last hour. How is Altdorf? You know, we don't talk about Altdorf anymore. Not right now. We'll reclaim it. Like we've essentially become a Belagar campaign, actually. If you're wondering, Bag of Sunshine. It's basically Belagar, but you know. We're doing good. We have the undead handled. Most of their settlements have been ravaged and captured by us. Yes, Altdorf belongs to the vampires. We base traded. So, there you go. Altdorf fell. It didn't fall, Hermond. It was strategically provided to the vampire accounts. This seems like a sack if I've ever seen one. I want the extra movement to catch out the Skaven now. Before they ambush me. I definitely don't want that. Man, this guy's won like a bunch of battles and he's barely used any of his movement. Alright, I'll take the auto-resolve. If it's gonna give me low losses, I'm gonna take it. And then we can go and bounce on over to the rebellion. Man, this guy's been making bank. He's been doing good. Look at that. Easy lightning strike victory too. A brave retreat, yeah. Yes, it's under new management. I think Boo Radley's got it. Oh, and there's even another army here. Oh my gosh, they're endless. I can't even reach there because of the river. And what can you do? Maybe I can get a turn of replenishment over here. I don't know if the vampire counts can easily attack this settlement. So one turn of replenishment would be a blessing. Alright, meanwhile, I was trying to get... oh yes, I was trying to get the Shrine of Sigmar up. But I also wanted some wizards. So let's go ahead and get that now that I have a little bit more money to play with. We'll also upgrade these bad boys so that I get that sweet, sweet movement. And we can simply move on to the next turn. I'm actually fairly money safe right now. So I can afford to upgrade some of these buildings too, I think. Alright. Altdorf had a slight wall malfunction, indeed. Alright. Oh, nice. We even got a little bit of extra money. Amass a treasury of 10,000. And then we're gonna lose money. That's not what I need right now. I think when you complete the quest, it still gives you money. But I find it pretty hilarious that we're going to have to spend money just because we have money. Not optimal. Alright, now the dwarves. These guys were voted to be the deadliest thing in this campaign. Marked as the new end times by the voters. Actually not seeming too terrifying just yet. I'm ready to eat my words. I've been wrong many a times in this campaign. But as always, we shall see. The Wood Elves too, possibly a little bit of a nightmare, but Drycha actually doesn't have too many range units. So probably not. As for the vampire counts, they don't seem that problematic either. In fact, if anything, they're disrupting, the Empire. And they don't have too many high tier settlements, except for maybe Averheim. Maybe Altdorf. But overall, not too much of a problem. And once I get Altdorf too, I can finally start employing elector counts again. So super excited for that. Oh my gosh, and Par Anderson with the 50 sec. Thank you very much. I have no judgment for how much 50 sec is. 50 sec to Canadian. I'll check and then read your... Oh my gosh, that's 7 CAD. Thank you very much. That's actually a very significant amount. Thank you. Saying, hey, been enjoying the episodes a day late, but now caught me live. Just wanted to give you some support and thanks for entertainment. I will keep it up indeed. Thank you so much. As always, the donations do actually help a lot. Now, I believe we're all set. There's no obligations. It's just always scary to pass the end turn button, because at any moment an army could show up and just have a million armies. I don't think Karak Kadrin is going to be that scary though, so I think we'll be okay. Living on the edge with barely any cash left. In-game, that is. You have to get rid of the dwarves before endgame. That is true. 100%. And that is the plan. I very much want to end them as soon as possible. But it looks like they haven't really sort of stampeded into their usual tier 1 status this campaign. Definitely a blessing. We may have to fight the greenskins though, which does spice things up a little bit. And there's also a Skaven 20 stack over here at Cragmare. I will probably want to deal with the Skaven at some point. Still, there's a bunch of armies to the north that I have to deal with, but it looks like most of them have sort of been dealt with. Nope, there's one over here. I think he should be the last one that I have to really handle. Franz is sort of, he has his eyes on Zufbar. It's looking real juicy over there. So at some point I'll probably recruit a bit of a bigger army. But honestly, Franz is he's looking a little bit rough right now. His army's pretty shrimpy, let's be honest. But first things first, we'll take this over. Franz can handle Eshin. He has a steam tank, so he should be fine. Maybe not. There's another 20 stack over there. They are really endless, aren't they? But this is a really juicy pick. even though the settlement isn't great. Just taking out that 20 stack is amazing. White Kings going off with the assaults. Yeah, they are endless, aren't they? Oh my gosh, yeah, they've been going ham. Jeez. Jeez Louise. I don't have enough heroes to easily deal with them. But at least we have this settlement. In fact, this is the first province that we've secured in a while. We had a few early in the campaign. Obviously, they are no more. This is quite nice. And can we? No, we're poor. Ah, yes. Yes. Now, this guy's gonna go over here. Thankfully, there are no dwarves in that direction. What a blessing. I think I might want to start sacking some of Dreicha's lands, too. Yeah, in the Griffin Wood. That would be quite nice, because I do need a little bit of a money injection. I wouldn't want Franz to get rid of his prized steam tank here. That would be very sad. And he will need a little bit of a bigger army. I'll opt for the Free Company Militia, as it is a Free Company stream, in a sense. Ooh. But look at that, guys, we're stabilizing. It's bad luck to say that. I'm not superstitious, but we're stabilizing. Nice. And a skill point. Very good. You recreated this campaign and dwarves just died. Grimgore became #1. So maybe there is a correlation between Empire being weaker and the dwarves being unsuccessful. Maybe. Bring me to my men. Maybe. I think overall, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what forces really hurt the dwarves the most. Honestly, we're not that late into the campaign yet either, so we don't know for sure. He might still overcome Grimgore, but really depends. Of course, if the vampire counts are having a rough time, that helps the dwarves a little bit, maybe. And of course, the Empire can help fight the greenskins too, or at the very least, keep them distracted. Alright, but I think we're good. We have a lot of money that we need to make. Thankfully, Karakadrin is sort of just sitting there. If I can sack it, I will. And that will make me an enemy of the dwarves, but, you know, who's keeping track? Alright, now this stream isn't going to go for super long today. As I do need to go grab lunch eventually, but I'll probably continue tomorrow. Since, honestly, the stream is insanely fun. I'm loving this campaign right now. But we'll see. I'll go for, like, I don't know, maybe like another hour or so. Things are still looking quite good. Alright. There's a random seed generated at the start of campaign that randomizes traits and bonuses every campaign. So there might be other factions that affect which race becomes one. Ah, I see. So some sort of a correlation action going on there without causation. That's pretty cool. What isn't cool is that Franz is about to get gooned out of his mind. But hey, it means we get more money. So that's nice. At Enticity, you can order lunch. Well, it's more about me having to go and eat it. I don't want to just leave the stream sitting while I eat lunch for like 30 minutes. Rip Carl, yep. Trust me, he's used to it at this point. He's very used to it. Who's keeping track? The dwarves? Nah, no way they do that. Alright, we're gonna lose a steam tank. That's unfortunate. I was not counting on that, but... You know, maybe we can get a bit of damage back in. I'm looking to kill a couple dogs, even though it pains me to do so. And maybe a dragon, which doesn't pain me to do so. This battle's going terribly, oh my gosh. I didn't realize how behind we were until they started attacking me. Then just units started dying left and right. Who would have guessed? Wow, this was a lot more one-sided than I thought. But hey, we got a dragon down to half HP. Why does that Wood Elf army look so weird? Just Dreicha things, you know. She likes her trees. And I guess she doesn't have any recruitment buildings or something. Because yeah, this is a little bit strange. You don't play them much, but those heroes look weird. Well, they're purple. That definitely changes things. Yeah, Carl didn't stand a chance. In fact, we got 3 kills, that being 2 dogs and 1 treekin. Not great. Drycha's just OP. I'm sure we faced worse. And the dwarves are going to be really scary too, for that matter. Alright, but the plan is still to sack Karakadrin. I'll probably aim for that as my main goal here. Yes, conflict of men. I don't think that's too applicable now. Oh, and money that just got taken away. Why must you do this? Alright, just Franz is gone. Castle Tempelhof is going to go under siege. Is it really that brutal? Not too brutal. These undead armies generally aren't too strong. So let's see what Karakadrin has in store for us. Aha! A 40 stack worth of the settlement. Probably not worth engaging at the moment. I could set my eyes on Zufbar. I could take out Drycha, but that would be sort of inefficient. I really want to fight this army, but honestly, it's just not a good fight. That is insanely risky. I guess this guy will just play a little bit of damage control. Where do I want to send this guy? I do really want Zufbar. Maybe I'll wait until they get to tier 5. I guess this guy's going to start clearing the Skaven. Maybe that's going to be my end of day goal here. Take out the Skaven. Don't have to worry about them anymore. They are pretty passive, but it's going to be nice not having to think about them. Rip money. Yeah. Stolen the moment it was given. It is a cruel world. And you know what? I can probably upgrade that. I could upgrade this though. I think Drakenhof is a little bit more of a important settlement to me, so I'm going to focus on that. And these guys are just going to scout for the Skaven. And this guy definitely wants to stay there. I wish there was a patrol option you could give to your heroes. That would be a very mild quality of life change. That would be cool. You could cheese the siege. I could, but I'm sort of not in the mood for a very long cheesy siege. Alright, artillery, we will upgrade their damage, I think. Yeah, we'll upgrade their damage. It's a little bit excessive, I'll be honest. In fact, I sort of feel like having more money. But these changes don't actually give me that much money. We'll take the settlement buildings. I know it's not that much money, but I'll take it. Can I upgrade this in good faith? Yeah, I can. Okay, nice. We're slowly upgrading. We have 2 tier 4 settlements in a very defensible position. This is probably the best state the campaign has been in since I was gonna say since we started, but it was worse when we started. So this is the best state we've been in. Let's go ahead and pass the turn. I am bathing in vampire corruption. Don't judge me. Let a man be in some corruption. We're getting rebellions like 24/7. I really do need the second army to be cleaning them up, but that's not too terrible. Oh, and look at that! The remaining vampire counts have come to meet their doom at the ends of some Hellstorm rocket batteries. I'll clean those guys up for sure, since after they're gone, there shouldn't be too many scary vampire count stacks. And then I can finally take a breath of air. A breath of sweet, sweet undead air. And I can even start increasing my Imperial authority. I have a goal this game. I want to hit an authority of 10. Because I think I can finally hit it, because there's basically no more elector counts to really bring it down. Alright, I'm hoping I can get some good auto-resolves here. Yeah, that's very nice. Oh, very decisive. That's good. The army of Skaven there. I have to keep an eye out for those plagues. Plagues will end me. And then let's go ahead and fight Vlad. Meet your end. 12 losses. Man, Hellstorms are broken. These ranged armies are insane. Okay, so he's basically non-existent now. which means I can finally move over to Drakenhof, probably. Take out the Skaven army nearby. Then feel good about myself. I am losing heroes left, right, and center. Because I'm getting swarmed by the AI's hero spam. Can I afford that? It's a little bit tight on the budget, but I do really want it. If I sack this, that area, then I should have enough money. It's a little bit too tight though, isn't it? I think it is. Alright, we'll get the upgrade later. At least Drakenhof is upgrading. Okay. Now, once I get Zufbar, I should be able to get pretty good money off of it, but it does really have to be tier 5 for me to benefit. Also, our Karth. Look who showed up. It's been a while. It's been like 20 turns since we last caught up with them. Why didn't you finish off the tree army at turn 82? Well, there's a lot of things that need doing. And honestly, a single tree army is the least of my worries right now. There's a few other armies that need dealing with first. And it's sort of just priority management that dictates where I'm going, especially when I'm working with one army. It's crazy that you're managing to hold this area. It's a pretty good area. Oh, Boris, you want peace? Well, too bad. He doesn't have my vote. But yeah, it's a pretty defensible area. There's only 3 avenues of attack, and this one is sort of blocked by a river. It's sort of awkward passing through this way. Most of them are coming from the north, because that's where they were chasing me from. And we have 2 high-tier settlements that are pretty easy to hold. Alright, so I think I can take out this army and then take out the Skaven settlement at the same time. And also build up a little bit of a bank to try and get my second army going. Oh, thank goodness for these decisive victories. Oh, we lost a greatsword. I wasn't paying attention. Honestly, he wasn't too important anyways. The greatsword, he was just sort of expensive. So I'm actually okay not having him. And we'll take this. I'm going to lose it, but if it goes to the dwarves, it's a little bit better if I can get rid of the Skaven. So I'm sort of happy with that. Now the question is, can these settlements hold against these armies long enough for me to take out the Skaven? I think the answer is yes. Not only that, but we finally have some more money. Oh, thank goodness. Alright, so yeah, I'm going to upgrade my defenses. Ooh, I can start working towards, what's his face? Volkmar. Yes, that is very good. That is very good indeed. Although I do have a bunch of other lords that are basically just as good. It's really nice to get one of those legendary lords. Oh no, but I have enough money for 2 turns. We'll hold off on Volkmar. Man, it's been so long, but he's just been sitting on the back lines. In fact, this guy's just been hard carrying. This is my real legendary lord right here. He's been hard carrying super well. Do you ever use greatswords in multiplayer? Usually only against the dwarves. Greatswords are pretty unpopular in multiplayer just because Empire infantry isn't really their strong suit. But yeah, that's the reason. What regions are you currently holding? This region right here. There are no other regions that I am holding. But this is a pretty darn good region. Yeah, multiplayer is pretty strange. Most of the units that you don't see in campaign, you'll see a ton in multiplayer just because they prioritize mobility so much. That's generally the reason. I think we just got an influx of cash from somewhere too. That's pretty good. But the fastest route over there to the lands of the Skaven is through here. So I'll go ahead and set up an ambush. Actually, can I take Schwarzhaven? Oh, I can. Man, the movement range on this guy is insane. And we take out a Vampire Count's army too at the same time. That's amazing. Guys, I think we're going to do it. We're going to take out one of the enemies on this map. One of them, and it's gonna be a minor, it's gonna be a very minor enemy too. But you know, beggars can't be choosers. And finally, can I get the Volkmar? I sort of want to get a better upgrade first. Like, we don't really need Volkmar. We can barely afford Franz. How good is this garrison? It's decent. This rebellion isn't that scary, right? Yeah, we're good. I guess demogryphs are okay in multiplayer. They are. They are actually okay. Although they're not super popular. Actually, mid-tier troops are probably the most common thing you'll see. High-tier troops generally get hard countered, so you don't see them too often. And low-tier troops don't have any armor piercing, which will run them into many issues a lot of the time. Alright, I think that's that turn done. Guys, out of all of these enemies, one of them is about to get taken out. And if we spot another faction, we're gonna have to declare war on them. Ah, yes. But I think we can finally start thinking about expanding at this point. As long as the dwarves don't pose too much of a threat. But it doesn't seem like they are. In fact, the Skaven Thwots faction, Help It, is probably the most annoying in this campaign. He's caused the most issues out of anyone else. But yeah, I don't think we'll be finishing him off anytime soon. He's quite far away. All right, that's a lot of raiding. No problem. That settlement is one turn away. Can I get a good ambush? I can. I'll go ahead and ambush over here, just to make sure I don't get ambushed myself. I counter your ambush with my ambush. Looks like that settlement is holding quite well. Can I get some scouting? Looks like there's no plague bearers coming on in. And no dwarves. Nice, except for these guys, who are looking to settle Cragmere. That's okay. Alright. And then this guy is gonna bounce over here. So, yeah, the vampire counts. Oh, Averheim is actually pretty high tier. I'll want to deal with that at some point. And we're at low funds. I'll get rid of this. I don't need that just yet. Oof your money. Alright, Moody. I see you have spotted it before me. Yes. Oof my bones. Oof, ouch. I don't even know what that reference is. I just know that Day 9 says it. Demogryphs used to be great, and then the Cav beta came, and now they're quite poo-poo. Yeah. That's true. Well, not the Cav beta, the one before that, but... yeah, cavalry got hit pretty hard in the damage department. Before they would be really high damage dealers, but after the changes to them, it sort of put them in a pretty bad place. Now things, yeah, all the cavalry sort of just okay. They're still important, but they're not, they just can't cycle charge as well as they used to. Can you force Confederate Empire you're at war with? I don't think so. I haven't seen the option pop up. In one of my test runs, when I was up against, I was trying to finish off Gelt, I didn't get a Confederation option, so I assume it doesn't exist. Huzzah! The Skaven are dealt with. After many years, we took out the Skaven subfaction. Look at that. That's a sweet occupy right there. Did we, in the process, see any more armies? We didn't. We actually got rid of one enemy. that is decent. Next up, the dwarves we're still waiting on. Don't worry about this absolute chaos here. Most of these armies are actually pretty beat up because everyone's suffering attrition. These lands are terrible for everyone, which is great for me because there are more everyone than me. Now, can I afford this? Possibly. I guess we'll start building it and cancel it if need be. And then my heroes, I don't really need to move them around too much, do I? Where are my heroes? Here we go. We'll park this guy right here. Looks like the dwarves. Carrot Kadrin is getting back in it. A little bit terrifying. Honestly, Slayer stacks are a little bit scary against this army. I'd have to be a little bit wary of it. Income from trade, how useful. Can I upgrade my cavalry? I can, not amazing. Armor on the infantry for Empire is actually pretty not useful. But I'm sort of running out of good upgrades here. You know what, I'll take the artillery damage. That's probably the most prevalent one. Actually, sometimes I do run out of ammunition. I'll do that one. Oh boy. What changed with the Rakarth patch? Yeah, it was cavalry charges did a lot less damage. That was basically it. I was born in attrition, molded by it. I didn't see replenishment until I was already a man. Good stuff, Lori. Man, I could just repeat stuff in chat all day and it's great content. You guys are great. Pro strats 553. Using their numbers against them. Yes. Oh, hey. Peace treaty? No way, Jose. Threat reliability low. Can you imagine it? One thing that I can do to sort of to make my reliability bad again is to just have peace and declare war. That'll make them nice and happy, right? Actually, they're still pretty happy about me just because of how much darned undead I've been fighting. Oh, wow, it's out of range. Whoopsies. That's a mini misplay. I don't think it'll hurt me too much, though. In fact, I sort of want to get here a little bit faster. Do I dare march it? It's not an especially scary army. I'll march it just to ensure I can get there next turn. And then I'll clear out the rest of the armies that are nearby. And then we'll see where we're at from there. I have nothing to build. These turns are flying by so quickly. If it wasn't for my heroes, we'd be just passing end turn every time I move my army. But I'm thinking this army is a little bit overkill. I'll probably split it up between this guy and Franz so that they can properly defend everywhere. Because I've beaten down the AI to the point where their armies are much weaker now. Like, look at these guys. They're in shambles. Absolute shambles. This does not need to be so overly deadly, you know? I can just have an army with a couple spears and archers, and I'll be just as fine. You mean the more armies in your territory, the more dead enemies, and the more money. Yeah, what could possibly go wrong? There's a This is Total War mod that makes it so you don't get peace and automatically declare war on factions you discover. So you gotta do less bookkeeping. I should take a look at that mod. Although, you know, at this point, I've sort of gone used to it. So I'm not too worried. Nice, we got 2 rebellions. That will sustain my income for another turn. Oh, and Rakarth is there too. Nice. So he showed up. I guess he was trying to ambush me. Thankfully, he didn't. And I will actually be recruiting in just a second if I can find the funds to do so. So first things first. Wow, why is it lagging? First things first, we'll charge Rakarth. Very good. Decisive victory. Oh, but we will be losing, guys, so I'll fight it instead. Yes, the cavalry beta, what it did is it made cavalry tankier. It didn't return their old damage values. So their cycle charging still doesn't get you as much value as it used to, which was sort of the main selling point of cavalry. It's the idea of the more micro you put in, the more value they put out. Now they sort of just do their basic job of defending, which is not nearly as great. A lot of people that really enjoyed cavalry really did not like those changes. For me, it affected me a lot less, but of course, it's always a shame to lose out on those specialty units. At Enticity, any interest in the 40k universe of Warhammer? Lots of interest. I haven't really played in many of their games, though I'm sure it is absolutely wonderful. But actually, most of my lore comes from is in the Warhammer fantasy universe. In fact, when I was a kid and when I painted minis and so on, I would the tabletop game that I preferred was actually Warhammer Fantasy instead of 40k, which is actually a bit of a rarity. Nowadays, I don't play tabletop. It is rather expensive. So, and you know, I enjoy online games a lot too, so all's well. But yeah, I was actually just really drawn to fantasy. I have no idea why I was drawn to fantasy. But the guy at the Games Workshop was just, I don't know. I guess just the way he explained it. There were a lot of minis and stuff too. Oh, you know what was probably it? I really enjoyed Warcraft 3 when I was a kid. I was terrible at the game, by the way. I really enjoyed Warcraft 3. And that's probably why I enjoyed fantasy too. If I had to hazard a guess. Hey, Danielle, hello. Hola. Hola. My bad. Well, I guess you just said hello, but hello. Yeah, things are going good. Did I name the tanks yet? I did not. I named some ogres, but that was about it. If you guys want me to name the tanks, though, I'm happy to take suggestions. There we go. That's a very good net. Hellstorm rocket batteries focusing down Blackguard. Actually pretty brutal. Those poor Dark Elves. They've been training their entire lives only to get just absolutely destroyed by gunpowder. I don't even need to use my cavalry. No emergency cavalry today. Now he's going to make a dive in on my Lord. I think my Lord should be okay in this situation. Let's see. There is some cavalry on my flanks, though. Thankfully, they got spotted. And I can send in my knights to deal with them. Nice. Looks like my Lord is holding quite well. Banishment will be great. Oh, thankfully, my Free Company militia baited out those guys, too. And Rakarth is down. Nice. Rakarth has been a huge pain this campaign. He has just so many resistances that he's basically indestructible without overwhelming fire support. But nice. Nice, nice, nice. That battle went very well. You're actually, you're Italian, so ciao, if you so wish. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Honestly, it's sad how few languages I do know, but I will try my best. But nice, pretty straightforward battle. We took mild losses there. I'm a little bit scared about the prospect of splitting up my army, but I feel like it is really needed to sort of pick up the pace of my expansion at this point. Because it's pretty clear this army's overkill. I don't think anyone could argue with that, given that I've been auto-resolving most of these legendary campaign battles. So it's about time. It's about time we split this army and hopefully not lose it all. All right, there we go. Very good lightning strike. Oh, and we're going to lose a Free Company militia. I don't want to lose the old Free Company militia. That also costs money. I can't afford that. Let's play it out. I can ×4 speed, that's no problem. 1 tank equals King of Clap. Is that a reference to anything? I might as well rename it if there's no other suggestions. I was going to suggest to name a tank after the first prototype the British built, but not sure that name is okay. Okay, well, thank you. Feel free to type it in chat, as long as it's not atrocious, that's fine. I'm just super wary about, you know, channel stuff because, you know, YouTube can be pretty harsh about copyright stuff. It is in their right, so I don't blame them. But it does make me fearful 24/7. There shall never be music. I used to have music on my streams before, actually. Very pleasant, free elevator music. For any of you OG Twitch viewers, you'll know what I'm talking about. But I decided against it just because, you know, I don't have a lawyer for these sorts of things. Alright, this should be a pretty straightforward battle, I think. It's a little bit of cavalry on the flank that I have to worry about. Nothing good old net won't be able to deal with. we go. Steam tanks are firing. Doing heaps of damage. Turn our free company militia on over there too. My lord. He'll be fine engaging that cavalry blob. And we actually already almost have army losses because of these bad boys. Sweet. Sweet. Spank tank, yeah. Hashtag bring back elevator music. If only. If only. If I could safely do it at a click of a button, I would. Oh. Can I get the net? I think I just barely will. Not even close. Wasn't worried in the slightest. Alright, let's try and get these guys into army losses as soon as possible. There we go. Looking good. Now just a little bit of focus fire on those flyers. And do I dare engage with my wizard? I think I do. Tanky McTank face. Oh my gosh. Wasn't... People wanted to name a boat that, right? That's where that's from. They asked the internet to name a boat. And then it was something very similar. Second tank name, elevator music. Alright, I'll take my favorite out of the two. I'll give a Tanky McTank face and an elevator music. And thus I can claim it is on stream. Alright, nice. I think they're about to hit army losses, yeah. Alright. Yeah, it was an icebreaker. Oh man, they should have gone with it. In the end, they didn't actually name it Bodie McBoatface. I'm so disappointed that they didn't. The publicity would have been immense. But no, they had to go with something else. I can't believe it. Man. Absolute killjoys. Yeah, it legitimately won. And it was stolen. Never forget. All right, here we go. Let's do some quick renaming here while we're here. Let's see here. Tanky. Actually, no, you put... Okay, yeah. Tanky space. Tank base. There we go. Very nice. And then the second one will be Levator music. There we go. And we are going to split these up among friends and friends. Now, is there a second army that will ruin my day? It doesn't look like it. Double check. Zufbar. There's a chance that the dwarves will come in and cause some issues. If I have my army outside of the settlement, though, that should be fine. Which means the return of Franz is nigh. Franz is here. He's out for vengeance. I'm going to go over here. Park right beside him. And hand over a Hellstorm rocket battery. We'll give him Tanky McTankface. 1 unit of cavalry. Actually, Reichsguard. He does like his Reichsguard. And then a couple free company militia. 1 handgunner. And we'll give him the Black Lions, too. There we go. Congratulations, Franz. You are now the proud owner of a proper half army. And that means I need to start recruiting some guys back. Alright, crossbowmen are actually pretty important. Because they have armor-piercing damage. We're hitting the mid to late game now. So, I need to make sure that we are strong on that front. Alright, and once again, we are hurting on money. Also, these heroes constantly battering my settlements. What are they doing? So many people watching? Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Also, happy to have you here. Wonderful member, Rogelio Alonso. This is terrible. Oh my gosh, what was I thinking? This is terrible. Alright, alright. Alright, sometimes you don't consider the fact that Skaven are a pain in the butt. Oh my gosh. Well, there's no other way about it. We just have to fight this. The one turn I think things are going okay. Carl, why? Why? Franz, why? Why does this always happen? Yep, oops. Alright. We haven't played out an ambush like this in a while. Hopefully it's like the smallest, the tiniest Skaven force you've ever seen. That doesn't look tiny. Oh boy, here we go. Hellstorm rocket battery, you're firing away. Tanky McTank face. It is your duty to defend the forces of the Empire. Here we go. I think we... Oh my gosh, it's the second army. Alright, the cavalry's gonna have their work cut out for them. Tanky McTank face is taking vast amounts of damage right now. Oh my gosh, that damage. That damage is so much storm vermin. Alright, goal number 1. The rattling guns are probably the biggest pain. Wow, this is a scary army. If we get a second ambush battle, that would be considered very bad. Never name your units, guys. It's a bad omen. The second we gave our tanks names. Jeez, who would have guessed? Who would have guessed? Alright, now it's not over. The campaign isn't over, but I think Tanky McTank face. It might be over for Tanky McTank face. And also, not to mention, the curse of Karl Franz continues. Karl, the unluckiest man in history, has so once again getting absolutely demolished by the enemy. Let's go ahead and just group these guys up, the Jezzails. They're going to be taking a lot of damage from these Hellstorms. Or Hell Blasters, that is. That's going to be fairly nice. Oh man, the steam tank taking insane amounts of damage. That's army losses. Can we take out the Jezzails? Let's see. I definitely don't want the rattling guns shooting at me either. They're probably even scarier than the Jezzails. But hey, we got them to terror out, and look at that. Oh, why? Oh, why? I thought there weren't a lot of armies. It turns out Skaven settlements look like ruins. You would have never guessed it, but that is the case. If you lose enough units, maybe you'll start to make money. And with its last breath, 69 kills. You will be remembered. You will be remembered. Oh no, it's elevator music. Oh no. Okay, well, Tanky McTank face lives. How many kills did we get? 200. Alright. We can live with that. Oh my gosh. Don't be an ambush. Thank goodness. Thank goodness it wasn't an ambush. What brutality is this? Thwart is here. Alright, we need vengeance. I think the tank might have lived. Oh, wait, no, it blew up. No, it totally blew up. That was your 15 seconds of fame. Oh, Par Anderson, I'm so sorry. Well, it's confirmed. Elevator music is dead. Oh my gosh. Yep, Skaven Mighty. Yes, yes. Indeed. Alright. At least we have a ginormous settlement garrison to avenge our forces here. We've managed to cut our army in half with a single command of our army. But at the very least, what I do have is it's my main army over here. Here we go. Thankfully, it wasn't an ambush battle. This guy actually has fairly high ambush resistance. That helps him out a lot more, especially in this situation. I'm happy I decided to opt into that. So it's just dealing with these Skaven guys. That was your boy. It was all of our boys, but yeah. Oh my gosh. Elevator music. You were the one that proposed the name? I sure hope not, because that would be devastating. Absolutely devastating for you to hear. Alright, let's get a good old banishment here. Light Wizard doing his thing. We have a Bright Wizard here. The long-awaited Bright Wizard. He'll be good. A Mortar, also quite nice. Let's see here. Yeah, guard mode. Alright. How's the campaign so far? Soldier, Spider. How could you even ask such a thing? Yeah, you might have missed the earlier instance that just happened, but if you did see it, the campaign's going pretty well. We've secured 2 very high level settlements, and so far we've been able to defend quite well, except for the fact that the Skaven have absolutely ruined our lives. Aside from that, though, it's actually going quite well. It's another big army over here. Should be able to deal with that. And Thwart has decided to take probably the scariest and strongest Skaven force that we could imagine running into. He's basically playing Skaven right now the same way you would, the same way a player would, with immense amounts of range units and poison wind. Truly the bane of many players, actually, multiplayer and single player alike. But we will have vengeance for elevator music. All right. Meanwhile, Bright Wizard, he's doing all right. Globadiers are going to be a bit of a pain, but thankfully we do actually have a couple of units of cavalry to move on in, not to mention a fairly strong lord. So I think he'll be able to do fine too. Donation for elevator music's family. Thank you. Thank you. They will be remembered. A great memorial will be built. Perhaps elevator music the second will arrive. Roughly 15 turns from now. Look at the positive side. You fixed the upkeep problem. I guess I have. Eventually, I did want to shift into some cheaper armies. So, you know, I guess there's a bright side to everything, right? All right. How big is this army? Not too big. Gorich and Thwot are probably the scariest forces in that group that I have to worry about, which honestly is not too bad. All right. And this looks like a juicy burning head target, if I've ever seen one. It is storm vermin. They are pretty resistant to that, so maybe not. Don't you sass elevator music? Oh, brutal. There's gonna be a war in chat. Look, we will... This campaign does not end until Thwot is dead. That is for sure. I will have nothing else. Alright, now any good burning heads over here? Not really. One thing that we can do though is some overcast Shem's Burning Gaze. It's actually a really nice ability for single entities. Just kidding, it did 0 damage. I have no idea what I'm talking about. How many resistances does this bad boy have? I guess 30% from missile and magic resist. Honestly, that did a lot less damage than I would have thought. That was strange. But alright, we'll fight Gorich. We have overwhelming ranged superiority. Actually, maybe just whelming range superiority. The Skaven have been doing quite well here. How's my lord doing? Quite good for himself. I'm not too worried about him. And Gorich is gonna go down to the firepower. Man, the poison wind globadiers though have been an absolute pain in the butt. They did so much more damage than I would have thought. I really need to get my cavalry on top of them. Same with the handgunners and free company militia alike. With real feelings. Yep. Elevator music, you will not be forgotten. Oh, that is weird. It's a banner without an image. How very strange. Alright, let's go ahead and pick this guy off. At the very least, we've managed to deal with these 2 armies. That's definitely at least a little bit of a plus side. The Poison Wind Globadiers. Absolute. So annoying to deal with. But as soon as I can get them to run away with my infantry, that would be great. Looks like my lord is doing well. My caster's doing great. Can I get a fireball off? Maybe. We'll hit the Poison Wind Globadiers, but it looks like they've hit army losses. And I want to run these guys down because otherwise they're going to come back and cause yet more issues. Can my lord catch the Skaven lord? Wow, he's like as fast as a horse. Look at him go. Now, the Deathglow Bombardiers, definitely want to take them out. Jezzails, definitely want to take them out. And the lord managed to escape. We'll hunt him down, though. Rename France to Publius Varus. He keeps losing his legions. Yeah, maybe. Have you guys seen that Invictus video? It's great. It's great. I love those vids. I don't know if you can rename Franz though, but if I can, I will. Maybe after he recovers from his vast quantities of injuries. He's been taken out probably 10 times this campaign by now. Maybe less, but you know, a lot. Every step I take, every move I make, every single day, every time I pray I'll be missing you. Yeah, it's okay. We'll find vengeance. We got We got Tanky McTankface coming for vengeance here. I can't believe he didn't last one turn. Not one turn. I'm gonna get attacked by the dwarves. Jeez. It never ends. It never ends. I want to make it to the next turn. I think that's a fairly decent goal. At least we have a retreat option in case of emergency, because that's a lot of dwarves. I'm gonna have to recombine my armies. Oh, I thought it was safe. Thought it was safe. What's this dwarf army? It's one stack of slayers. I can live with one stack of slayers. Oh man, now everyone's ripping on Carl Franz in chat. Give the man a break. Invictus new series, Avenging Elevator Music. Yeah. All right. Here we go. This battle is going to be a little bit rough. Thankfully, I have a light wizard who is jacked up. He has so many abilities. He's going to be fine. I think we can probably just kite the dwarves to death. But what was once a mighty army has been reduced to this. This tiny little army. But, you know, this guy's... He's in it. This bright wizard is going to be the savior of humanity. He has gone so many kills over the course of this campaign. It's been an insane journey for him. Let's go ahead and position here. They're ready for war. I don't know how ready they are. I don't think they got the memo on how much war there actually is in this campaign. Alright, and here we go. This bad boy. Looking for blood. Now, I don't need to overcast. Banishment is armor piercing. The overcast gives it non-armor piercing. We may never know why. There we go. That's a pretty nice chunky initial hit. And we just sit back, relax, and wait. I'll build this up all the way to a higher level of Winds of Magic. That'll make it slightly more efficient so that I don't run out of Winds of Magic. Meanwhile, the dwarves dodging Hellstorm rocket batteries like it's nothing. But this battle at least will be won. I can assure you that, viewers. But can I find a good banishment? I think so. The dwarves are slower in the water by what, 20%? It doesn't say, but there you go. Really nice banishment, actually. We took out a bunch of dwarf warriors and longbeards. The reason I'm less worried about the slayers is because at least I have a few units of infantry to bog them down. But maybe I should be hitting them with the banishments. And not to mention the steam tank is going to be real afraid of these guys. So it's going to be a little bit scary. Carl Franz is the worst. Yep. Which is the dwarf character that says worst? Or is it an Empire guy? I'm not entirely sure. But a little bit of blobbing with my lord will go a long way. I think basically that's just going to be the name of the game. And the question is, how much missile resist do these slayers have? Thankfully, none. That is great. We'll give them a slow too. Hit them with that banishment. Give them a rough time. Throw the spears at them. Retreat with the spears, because gonna die instantly. Alright. There we go. We'll bait these slayers around with the cavalry. That should help a lot. Over here, these guys are a bit slow on the engagement, which buys time for my good old bright wizard. And the steam tank still getting in its shots. Alright. I have to boost this guy's melee defense super high, or he's just gonna get absolutely deleted in there. We'll buff his ward save after his melee defense runs out. Strategic. Oh, also we have a bright wizard. That's gonna be really good. Alright, there we go. And then a really nice banishment. A humongous... No, not banishment. Soulfire and Bombardment. That is a chunky one. So nice. And then another banishment to clear them out. Okay, next up these guys. They're lined up. That's good for the bright wizard. So there's not really much else I have to do there. This guy will give him that leadership to keep him keeping it together. He hasn't routed in a while, but if he was gonna route to anything, it'd be this dwarf army. And there we go, safe escape for him. Dwarves are engaged. The hammerers are going to be a pain. I need to get my handgunners to shoot at them. I need my mortars to stop shooting at my own men. And then we're just waiting for a burning head now at this point. I think this flank is more or less dealt with. I'm not too worried about this fight anymore. So I don't need to commit nearly as much Winds of Magic. Looks like the handgunners are having a field day. And the burning head is on its way. Slowly but surely. Slayers have whirling axes. Yeah, it gives... They'll have that missile resist. I was more talking about extra missile resist, which thankfully they don't have. This should be a pretty good burning head. Slayers, they have the magic resist, but that's not going to save them from this. Burning head just does way too much armor piercing damage. It's absurd. Okay, nice. It looks like my knights are getting really good distractions out there too. So I really just have to need to deal with their heroes and their lords. They're not too scary except for Ungrim, who is terrifying. But aside from that, not too scary. Oh wait, guns are firing. More Winds of Magic. We're gonna bring this guy over here. I think this right flank is more or less secured now, so I just have to deal with the hero squad. And it looks like I have enough handgunner ammunition to win this out. But those heroes and lords are gonna be scary. Steam tank's still doing good though. Cavalry getting caught out. And I guess we'll take out this runesmith first. He can't be that scary. And this guy, he's gonna move in and give a soulfire bombardment to most of these forces. Okay, nice. Next up, we're gonna line up our guns to finish off Ungrim. There we go. And I think the steam tank can safely take this fight against hammers. I have to be a little bit careful that the steam tank doesn't die. Speaking of, we're also losing our cavalry, but you know what? They were costing a bit too much money anyways. I didn't need them. Oh yeah, Ungrim, I forgot. It's terrifying against large. Let's not take that fight. Let's just give them a slow, why don't we? You know, maybe give them a net too while we're at it, just to really seal the deal over there. I don't think Ungrim's gonna be a problem after that amount of focus fire. Just kidding, he's tanking the bullets. I forgot, Ungrim's a raid boss. But yeah, he'll go down eventually. Eventually. Any moment now. At least, okay, there we go. Another volley came in. Oh my goodness. That net lasted just long enough to take him out. Alright, nice. A steam tank can go ahead and rout off those guys. My lord can do the rest of the cleanup. And then I think we will have survived this end turn. Despite the vast losses that we just got, it looks like we will be coming out on top here. And not only that, but with a lot more money to spend as we wish on whatever we want. Maybe some, Jesus. Yeah, I forgot they don't get army losses. But yeah, we're gonna be spending a lot of money on very likely, maybe handgunners. I guess I don't have the recruitment building for that. We'll have to see. Alright, we lost a couple knights in the garrison. That's a-okay. Where is that right wizard? There we go. Swift burning head to the side will do that. Oh my gosh, what a scrap though. Huge, absolute scrap. But the giant slayers are down. The dwarves are on the run. Finally, the return of not Karl Franz. Oh man, Franz. You know what? Should I just start leveling up Volkmar? I feel like the campaign, it says it's a Franz, this is Total War campaign. If to not run Franz feels like a tragedy. One more right has been made wrong. Yep. Ooh. Alright, look. Everything's a positive. Nothing's going wrong. Alright, let's move this banner onto someone that's melee. You know what? Let's give the spears armor piercing. We didn't even make a lot of money off of that. That's the worst part. I don't even know why. But funnily enough, Franz did live. He does live to see another day. Emperor can lead from the back, or in Franz's case, from the ICU. Look, see, this is what happens when you say things. Alright, there's no way Franz is winning this fight. You served well, Franz. See you in 4 turns. Wow, look at that! He killed off the Longbeards. That's impressive. Ah, jeez. Are they gonna keep pushing forwards? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's literally just a never-ending tide. Like, we can win the fight. It's just never ending. Hey, at least this solves the money problem, because we're getting so much money from these battles. Oh, Bubba's Big Blasting. I wouldn't even know how to begin trying to ransom a Slayer captive. That is true. That is true. The Dwarf Horde is here. You know, maybe there was a touch of truth about the Dwarves being the end times. I'm feeling it. Mr. Krabs, I'm feeling it. Alright. At least we have a light wizard. I should just stop saying things. I feel like the more things I say, the worse it gets. Now, Quarrelers. Probably one of the more annoying units that I'll want to deal with here. This bad boy is gonna head on over here. That's a good banishment if I've ever seen one. Who's this? No one. He's a nobody. Alright, and then he's gonna go ahead and pull on back. We have the reinforcements showing on up. And then a couple of units of Free Company militia here. Terrors in the night, I say. Terrors. Khorne smiles upon you. I am doing Khorne's work. This is a very Khorne-themed campaign, isn't it? You know, battles back to back constantly. War with literally everyone. It makes sense. Nice. Very nice. So he's more or less indestructible. He doesn't have to worry too much. Mostly I just want him to bog down the Slayers. That would be the best case scenario. Getting hit by these Quarrelers is not nearly as great for me. And we'll get our artillery in here too on this action. There we go. Indestructibility activate. Pretty good Soulfire bombardment. Slayers getting shot. All right. Not too bad, not too bad. There's a few more guys coming on in. But as soon as these handguns are on the hill and firing down onto the flanks, will be much better. Imagine if I lost this battle, though. That would be bad. Hey, Anarcho! I assume you just showed up in chat. What did you miss? Oh, what did you miss? Well, let's see. We named some steam tanks. We lost elevator music. Franz no longer exists. People are going to be asking why Franz isn't... Where is Franz? The most common line that I've had while streaming this campaign. You know, essentially same old, really. Not much has changed. You're kind of late. Well, hey, there's your information. I think that more or less sums it up rather nicely, actually. Oh boy, that's a lot of crossfire we need to get in there. Handgunners are gonna focus down the Lord. Very nice Hellstorm rocket battery shot. And then this wizard. What an absolute champ this campaign. He's done well. Alright. Artillery, refocus fire. He's waiting for those Longbeards to get a little bit closer. Ooh, oh my gosh. But yeah, I think, you know, I thought we had stabilized earlier. And then I think overall we actually are pretty well stabilized in this campaign. Despite having to really scrap it out in these battles, it's decent. It's fairly decent. Who's this? Grimrill. All right, we got a basic lord for the dwarves coming on in. Let's go ahead and get a juicy banishment going, and then this guy can get a soulfire and bombardment. Actually, he doesn't really need it. There's enough crossfire here where, yeah, he definitely doesn't need it. We're just barely holding off the dwarf tide. Thankfully, my lord got replenishment or regeneration too from killing Isabella a couple dozen times. So that definitely helps him out too. A couple slayers are coming in. We'll send some sacrificial infantry to go and deal with them. And my lord is just going to try and get some soul fire bombardments in. The fact that he's dancing around is really great too, as that'll distract the AI a little bit from advancing too quickly. And now he's going to move on to quarreler duty, since they're actually punishing my handgunners pretty hard. I don't want that to be happening. How's the artillery doing? Pretty good. I think it could use a little bit of retargeting. And we'll see if we can now shut down this dwarf lord. Get out of there, you arch-elector. Let's see, where's this bright wizard? All the way over there? Ah, get over here. Hero's lagging behind. Okay, let's pull this guy back. This battle's actually a little bit closer than I would hope for. I guess I do still have the steam tank, so I'm okay. Ah, come on. Not like this. Get out of there. Actually, you know what? This is a pretty good blob. We'll turn this into an opportunity, I think. This is a pretty nice blob. This is a fairly decent blob. All right, finish him off. If we lose the light wizard, surely all is lost. This light wizard has just been such a hero. Look at that. The banishment into army losses. Oh my goodness. Do I have any units left? We are low on units. We are very low on units. Spite wizard. Quench the thirst. Oh my goodness. All right. So that's the dwarves taken care of. Oh my gosh. I'm running down some of these guys. Operation Make It to the Next Turn has been a total success. No issues. GG. Oh my gosh. How many kills does this bad boy have? Only 100. 3,000 damage value. Pretty good. Oh my gosh. Well, let's hit these guys up with the banishment. I don't want to deal with quarrelers. There we go. Get banished. What's the damage value on the light wizard? 1 million. Actually, that's a lot. That is a lot. 35,000 damage. He's dealt 5,000 damage himself, which is equal to about how much? That's like half of a multiplayer army in one light wizard. Flying Taco saying it's not next turn yet. I have the right to speak early. There can't possibly be any other armies. This is a dwarf subfaction. I can't think of a single other army that will come in and end me here, right? Strycha, no Strycha. It's in no way is speaking early in the slightest. Alright, let's take a look. Yeah, see, no greenskins, no Bretonians. Oh my goodness, we made it, guys. We bloody made it. And we have positive income for the first time in 30 turns. Oh my gosh, Franz is wounded. Imminent rebellion's on the way. But I can safely say... Ooh, we got a trait from beating Ungrim. That's nice. I can safely say... We've stabilized mildly. Oh my gosh, and Zufbar is tier 5. I could not have wished for a better Christmas present. Does this guy even have... Yep, Regiment of Renown. We're gonna do that. Alright, guys. Tomorrow, at the same time around, basically, I will be doing this again. With the new stabilized forces of the Empire. 2 tier 4 settlements and a random area here about to get attacked by dwarves. Tune in tomorrow for that. Because I think this is where we hold our ground. We finally reached a very defensible position. And we have the entire Empire roster to start building. Oh, Rocky Balboa, thank you so much. Thank you so much. That is so helpful, man. Saying, if you somehow actually succeed in this campaign, would you consider making an unarchived stream of singing? I will survive. Oh man. Well, my channel might get deleted, so we'll see about it. But if I sing it badly enough, perhaps. Maybe I'll just read the text. But yeah, that's it. Special thanks to the members who support the channel. Special thanks to everyone that donated and watched today. It was a very good stream, extremely fun. I'll be doing the same thing at the same time tomorrow. So stay tuned, and we will see if I manage to survive. Oh my goodness, I think that's basically everything I needed to do. So before we end off, what I actually want to do real quick, do you guys know if anyone is streaming right now? I've subscribed to a few of the Warhammer content creators that are streaming. Okay, I guess Legend of Total War is streaming. Let's go ahead and support this very minor channel. I'm sure you haven't heard of it before. You know, he's Legend of Total War. He does a lot of content on multiplayer campaigns. Very adept at cheesing. So let's go ahead and send you guys over. Do I even need to put the link in chat? I'm sure I don't, but you know. Check him out. It's legend. All right. Peace out, guys. See you tomorrow.